big old chains, thick little frame and that big old range. Then I met you, shit ain't been the same. Like this pretty little thing got a hold on me. And we be shining with my baby, that my shorty right beside me. Ask my ex, she gon' say I did it slimy. So ahead, you can't see me with your hobbies. Check the wrist, now we call that perfect timing. And you know that we be riding, never needed space, then I'm buying you an island. And I love to call you darling, every time you call me late at night. Pour up another cup when we get to my place, you feel good, you can let loose. She say, you love my face, get it tattooed. I say, go post a pic in my attitude. Shawty with a body and the shape is like a $sign. Come and put it on me, know you wanna hear me call it mine. Blowing on my phone, but I'm switching numbers all the time. With you, I go on and there's a lot of money on the line. Big old range, big old chains, thick little frame and range. Then I met you the same, like this pretty little got a hold on me. Big old frame and that big old that cute shit ain't been the same. Like this pretty little thing got a hold on me.
Alex, run that shit back. Hey, yo, Hypno, that shit fire, bro.
Yeah. Hey, can you do this for me? Cause girl, I need you by my side. Hey, can you do this for me? Cause lately I've been asking why. How could she do this? I'm in my bag and I can't lie. Really fucking with me, and I can't get you out my mind. I'm me, cause girl, I need you by my side. Hey, can you do this? Cause lately I've been why. How could she do this to me? I'm in my bag and I can't lie. Really fucking with me, and I can't get you out my mind. Shawty, I don't think it's you playing with the boy. Changing up, I swear you play me like a toy. I always try, I should've listened to my boys. Cause they was right, I didn't listen, now you flaking on the boy. I be going back and forth. These girls, they all the and they playing games and I ain't for it. I put you in that new Dior, now she acting like a whore. Girl, I was holding on to you, but I can't hold on anymore. Hey, can you do this for me? Cause girl, I need you by my side. Hey, can you do this for me? Cause lately I've been asking why. How could she do this to me? I'm in my bag and I can't. Cause girl, I need you by my side. Hey, can you do this for me? Cause lately I've been asking why. How could she do this to me? I'm in my bag and I can't lie. Really fucking with me. Get you out.
Yeah, bitch so bad I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, bad I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, I wanna shoot. Girl, you too bad for me not to press you, yeah. Fly nigga, I don't follow all these rules, yeah. Bitch, I'm making tunes, I ain't missing, I won't lose. Let's go to an island where the water around is blue. I got two bad bitches in the coupe. 42 in the bottle, glasses on full too. friends and we can group on. We are early, hit our shot like Curry. Bitch, I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, that I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, I wanna shoot, yeah. What's the move with you? Why you sticking like some glue with you? Got you doing all the things he never with you. Got the smile and the vibe, it's something new with you. We could take a I got a bag, counting cash in the bumblebee, a yellow drop vid. I've been doing a lot of shit they never had your ice real frozen. You yeah, I just wanna do the dash. I'ma always put you first, never put you last. Way you shake that ass, make me wanna throw some cash. Girl, you way too bad, throw that nigga in the trash. You know I'm gon' shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what I want you, yeah, that I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, I wanna shoot.
Switching up the offense, see me in LA. Being cautious, I can't feel no pain. Rolling up, I'm so exhausted. I'll be so exhausted. Whoa, I'll be so exhausted. As I see the vision, all this weed and got me lifted. Pour four and then I finished tonight. I told my mama that I'm with it. Got it all like this, my middle finger to these bitches up, cause I'ma do it my way, shit just like the flu, ayy. Shawty said she loved me, I told her who are you, ayy. I ain't that lame shit since I took at your brain. All these niggas talking, fuck about ayy. GTA on wasted, lately I've been anxious. With this fake shit, I'm so with you, I'm so with you, I be so exhausted. I'ma roll another blunt, getting lost, I'm never found. Guess I'm never good enough for these bitches in my town. I give a fuck, I'm a king like with my crown. Can't think about them all, cause it all gon' hold me down. I done made it through the storm, I ain't talking NBA. Mama knew I'd be a star. I got Vaughn up on the phone, said he touched down in LA. I'ma get it how I get it, I ain't changing for the fame. Man, I put it on my name. Lately I've been, I'm so done with this fake shit. I'm so done with you. So done with you. I be so exhausted. I've just been so lonely. I've been so damn lonely. Acting phony. Acting so damn phony. Just get out my way. Do lift in a and I can't go. We are not the same. No, I'm never gonna change. No, I've been so broke. Niggas they knocking my flows in. All smiles, can't tell that my heart just been frozen. Stay low key, now don't cause no commotion. That's just
just for promotion. Raw is my emotion. These songs that I'm composing, stay fire, that's cause I'm chosen. And I don't do the boasting, but all she do is post them. She like me cause I'm open, and I ain't on shit. But I might be crispy. Like keep a check like Nike. Can't find a nigga that's like me, but I see fuck niggas that's high key. Flying on me most likely. Can't fuck with me cause I'm icy. Just been so lonely. I've been these niggas acting phony, acting so damn phony. Just get out my way, swerving through, and I can't complain. Swear that I'll be okay. We are not the same. No, I'm never gonna change. I'm leaning on the fixture, and I've been off the liquor, sipping on that Remy with the Henny with a mix. Follow me like scripture, and I've been getting quicker. Been had the upper hand, I hand to hand it like we never gon' fall. All my brothers on call. No, it's nothing at all. I've just been lonely. I've been so damn lonely. These niggas acting phony. Acting so damn phony. Just get out my way. Swerving through lanes, I be drifting away. And I can't complain, swear that I'll be okay. We are not the same, no, I'm never gonna change.
I got so much drinking in me. These days I can't fucking sleep. This bad, I'm out here living dreams. If I send this text of mine, shawty, is you down to slide? Don't say not tonight, cause you be busy, tell another lie. I done seen this thousands of times. I retype like thousands of lines. We done did this thousands of times. I ain't tryna choose another. So you be really tryna slide. Tired of this shit, yeah. Finna fly. But I wonder what I'm missing. I can never call you my little baby, no. When I drop, I wonder if you say my songs. Cause every time we fucking, we done came and went. I'm the type to kill for my baby, yeah. I don't care about no fucking Rollie or Mercedes, yeah. Need somebody that really ride or dies with me, yeah. But I don't get in my feelings, I get in my bag. Shawty, if you dumb me, no, we can't go run it back. They ain't the first bitch to do the run around. I might debut first, I did how that sound. I got so much drink in me, wonder if you missing me. These days I can't fucking sleep, this bad, I'm out here living dreams. If I send this text of mine, shawty, is you down to slide? Don't say not tonight, cause you be busy, tell another lie. I done seen this thousands of times. I retype like thousands of lines. We done did this thousands of times. So I ain't tryna choose another time. Shawty, tell me now if you be really tryna slide. Said I'm tired of all the acting and the bullshit. Girl, hit me back or I'll be back with a new biz. You know they trash, but you recycling the same dick. Girl, you stay shameless, bringing up they fucking names, bitch. I can't put my pride to the side this time. Before I blow up, I'm just trying to make you mine. But if you wanna pay me for my tickets, that's fine. All you gotta do is not reply. I can't wait no hard up on my this summer, baby. Only rock basic white tees, try and break a milli. I got women lined up on the silly to get faded with me. This is freaky in the sheets, trying to for me, yeah. I got so much drink in me, wonder if you missing me. These days I can't fucking sleep, this bad, I'm out here. If I send this text of mine, shawty, is you down to slide? Don't say not tonight, cause you be busy, tell another lie. I done thousands, I retype like thousands of lines. We done did this thousands of times. So I ain't tryna choose another time. Shawty, tell me now if you be really tryna slide.
Surreal.
like I'm on a battlefield. I've been now on. First you tell me that you finished, then you said you wanted more. Every day is something different with you. Tell me what you want. It's hard for me to reason when you barely wanna talk. Cause I've been on the low and I've been hurting every day. No matter what the story is, I never get it straight. I keep on going back to you, but shit just ain't the same. I think it might be better if we went and parted ways. All discussions turn to arguments, you ain't the one I started with. Ain't no conversations without thinking that I'm bothering. I just hate the feeling, girl, I'm sorry, but I'm blocking it. Caught up in your cycle when I really want no part of it. Feeling like I've been abandoned, you've been losing all my trust. Plus you'd always take advantage, so I knew it wasn't love. Playing on my insecurities, I think I ain't enough. Looking deep into the mirror, counting every single flaw. Now you got me doing things, saying things that I never do. Used to say I love you, now I'm never getting next to you. Take me 30 seconds if I wanna find a better. Forget the shit I said to you. The main day I'm in, you got me falling down. I'm clearly distressed, but you won't make a sound. You choose all your efforts, you're up then you're down. This love isn't normal, it's killing me now. Feeling like I'm on a battlefield, I've been now on. First you tell me that you finished, then more. Every day is something different with you. Tell me what you want. It's hard for me to wanna talk. Cause I've been on the low and I've been hurting every day. No matter what the story is, I never get it straight. I keep on going back to you, but shit just ain't the same. I think it might be better if we went and parted ways. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. We ain't never been the same since we left off. Attack, trying to keep me in your range. Wait, fall back, cause I'm sick of it. Devil and the demon on your shoulder when you listening. Wishing I was special, but you never treat me different. Talking about a future, but I wonder what you picturing. All you do is run me in a circle, ain't forgiving it. Think I lost my time, then I lost my mind. You're the reason why I toss around in bed all night. Overwhelmed and suffocated all along those lines. Broken hearted every time you tell a lie. Yell at Mayday, I'm here. You got me falling down. I'm clearly distressed, but you won't make a sound. You choose all your efforts, you're up then you're down. This love isn't normal, it's killing me now. Feeling like I'm on a battlefield, I've been now on. First you tell me that you finished, then you said you wanted more. Every day is something different with you. Tell me what you want. It's hard for me to reason when you barely wanna talk. Cause I've been on the low and I've been hurting every day. No matter what the story is, I never get it straight. I keep on going back to you, but shit just ain't the same. I think it might be better if we went and parted ways.
Sheesh. It started. I need my champion, he always gon' remind. I had to bust out some raps for the one time. Think I'm flexing, I only do sometimes. I need a big gas on my wrist like it's lunchtime. I had to bust out some rats. Show me they fake so I can't get it. Carrying my, just look at
covered in golden rings. The diamonds are V's. Real slick, whipper, made another hitter. Certified winner, that's where I did my night. Differ, pockets on, swole, flipped on the mold. Running up the score, girl, I look like goals. Running it up, run it, running it up, run it, running it up, run it, running it up. Showing up when it goes down, going up when it goes down. Sure enough, it always goes down.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Season 4 of Post Esports Masters. We are back, and we are back with a bang with FIFA, of course, coming up once again. One of my favorite games, if not my favorite game to cast. Obviously, I will not be doing that alone. Certified winner, you heard it in the song, and one of them is here with me tonight. George Overton, welcome to the stream, my man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. Look forward to getting into the games. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting tournament. Can't wait to get into it.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have a couple of talking points, obviously, because FIFA23, different game than we played at last year's regular season and last year's grand finals, obviously. So basically, what are the main differences about the games that you've experienced, George?
Yeah, so this year is very different gameplay-wise. It's a lot slower. There's a lot less skill moves involved in the game. It's very much more a bit of a slower paced game. So players tend to take more of a cautious approach in this FIFA, and that's one of the biggest ones for me. Also, passing, you have to be very careful with a lot of your passing plays, but you do get rewarded if you are good at it. So it's a very good FIFA installment, and I've been enjoying it so far.
Nice. Good to hear. I bet you're gonna enjoy some of the gameplay of these guys out there tonight as well. You already talked about the level of these guys is usually quite high. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. Looking into some of these guys' accounts and the rankings they place in Foot Champs seems to be fairly around the same skill level, hitting rank 1. So yeah, these boys are the top players, and it'll be very interesting to see how they do against each other, because obviously they've all got their own styles on how they want to play the game. And yeah, when they clash against each other, it is always awesome, great fun to watch.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll talk about the players who qualified to participate in this Season 4 of the Post Esports Masters, courtesy, of course, of Fritz, Out Creative Studio, our broadcasting partner, and, of course, Post themselves, who have managed to set up something special once again. So, George, let's have a look at these players. I've printed out the upper bracket and the bracket of but, of course, the top 4 of last season was already automatically qualified.
Yes, so the last the players from the last season obviously automatically qualified, like you said. Abdoubrown coming to place position, beat shadoow in final. Players coming out of last season, and they're going to be up in action today. You can see shadoow down there going against MamelMu, so that's going to be a fantastic start to the day, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. We've got some special is coming up after that as well. Of course, Lewis Lux at last year's grand finals will be automatically qualified as well. But then the number 4 man, Cicinho, has his boots, so to speak, his digital boots. So his spot automatically went to number 5 of last season, which was the Red 28, automatically qualified based on the retirement of Cicinho. So a bit of luck for him, although of course he has done phenomenally well in last season with 16 players competing, just narrowly missing out on that 4th place, ending up in 5th place. So he was very close to making it to the grand finals. Then of course we've got our pre-qualification tournament. In the winner bracket we saw SNT Quube place, Ivan Nilsson, old familiar face from season 1. MamelMu, you've mentioned him for game number 1 against shadoow. LXP FIFA, ex Fabinho, familiar face from season 1 as well, managed to win it all back then. Mokado, I Am Innocent, familiar face from last season, and of course Pharaon. These are the 8 players that went on through the winner bracket. And then in lower bracket, Last Chance Saloon, it was Saro 09X, Vladil 38, Zayler, and Rainbow David. So like you said, top class players across the board, and we're hoping to see them do well. And in fact, some of them have already played this week, right?
Yeah, I'm not too sure how they got on so far this week. I was aware that they did indeed play, and obviously coming into this tournament, they're all going to want to hit the ground running. They're going to want to get some wins. They're going to want to get some points on the board as they look to move on further deeper to the tournament. Because, like you said, when you've got so much high-class players all across the board, you need to make every point, every game count.
Yeah, exactly. And we could talk about the standings right now. I have them on my right screen, but basically there are some players who played 6 games, some players who played nil games. So it's basically all juggled up. At the end of the week, when everybody's played their matches, we'll be able to have a real good look at what's going on. But of course, tonight's matches will be a fairly good indication of what is going on, especially that one special match. Like last year, we have our Masters of the Day. It's going to be the last match of the day, and it's going to be actually Abdoubrown. And he's going to be taken up against, I think, Louis Lux. No, actually, ex Fabinho. That should be a good matchup. The winner of season 1 versus our last winner, Kaio Abdoubrown, who managed to take it all last season.
Yeah, Abdoubrown, another one of those players that I've had a little look into his past and how he's performing on the weekly basis, and does definitely seem to be very heavily into FIFA this year. Been getting a few rank 1s on Foot Champs and been performing very well. Also see a few pictures of him enjoying some in real life events, which is obviously great to see the return of those happening lots more often. So yeah, definitely going to be a match to watch out for when we get to it in the evening.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's one more thing that I should mention for our viewers. We've got a couple of PSN cards. We will be giving them away to one of our lucky viewers. And you're going to have to win them. You're going to have to work for it. We've got the marble game coming out. Am I right, George?
Yeah, looking forward to the marbles. Definitely going to be coming after the break, I'm pretty sure, or just towards the end of the break. And that should be a banger. You know, everybody likes to get involved in a bit of marbles. And when you've got some prizes up for grabs as well, everybody should get involved for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. So basically, getting towards the program, we've got a couple of guys going up against each other that are phenomenal players. We can hold each other accountable, George, maybe even. So the first game is going to be shadoow versus MamelMu. Let's see. How are you feeling about this one? It's shadoow who came basically 3 post Esports Master seasons in a row. He was champion of the regular season last year, so he managed to top Abdoubrown when it comes to points gathered during the season, but in the end, he didn't take the gold again.
Yeah, so I think shadoow, looking at shadoow, he seems like a very experienced player. Obviously, coming into this tournament and going to be wanting to get off to a fast prediction. Personally, it's going to be a close game between both players because of how experienced they are, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 result for shadoow at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair prediction. I think we'll keep our predictions for the other games to ourselves until they are coming up, because I think the players are about ready to go. I got a heads up that they will be starting at 6:10 exactly now. So just one thing that I will give you is my prediction. I'm going to go with shadoow as well as a winner. What we needed to mention, of course, is the Luxembourg area is participating. Part of France, Meurthe, Meuse, Belgium, Luxembourg, Liège, and Namur, and a lot of Germany is competing as well. So it's not just Luxembourgish players, and obviously, my prediction is going to be for shadoow as well, because he has been phenomenal in the past few seasons, playing for Team Belgium as well in the E-Nation when they qualified. So I'm going to go with him with maybe even 2 wins, which is another thing that we should mention, is each of us is playing 2 games against each other. It's 2 best of ones, and each match each best of one will award points. So if they win 2 games, they will get 6 points on the board. And I see that we're about ready to kick things off. And shadoow is the man playing in the Liège Kids, the team that he is competing for in Proximus E Pro League as well, playing in the red and white on the left side of the field towards the right. And then, of course, on the other end, we have MamelMu blue, and he's going to be backs against the wall for these opening endeavors, because shadoow with the kickoff and distributing possession around his back line, trying to find space for a through ball. So far, just juggling it about and passing it in between his. Listen, let's see if he gets an opening chance here near to the box. And there's the first shot, first goal as well. Within 4 minutes, he is ahead. shadoow 1-0 ahead. And you've said it. He's probably the favorite for this match, and he's showing us exactly why that is.
I wasn't expecting a goal to come so early, but it was that man, Kylian Mbappe, breaking it out, finding the tough opportunity. Some good defending from MamelMu, but couldn't quite get to Mbappe. It was a fabulous shot, and 1-0 to shadoow. We predicted him to get the win, but I expected it to come this soon.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely. You're playing 2 games. Usually you see these guys first game of the tournament, or especially the first ad game of the tournament, the first one that we're broadcasting on the live stream. Maybe start off a bit slow, trying to get a feel of what MamelMu before in last regular season. So that's a familiar face for him. MamelMu, his real name, Rasto de Riyad, 20 years old by now. And of course, he's on the ball here for a brief moment, because shadoow takes it off him, tries to go for the through ball, but sees his man in an offside position, then holds back. Now distributing the ball through the midfield. There comes the ball towards his Ronaldo. El Fenomeno off the post and out. Oh, that's close to 2-0 already within 15 minutes of the first match. Like I said, I'm used to seeing players try and feel each other out a bit and see how players respond when you start pressuring them. But I'm not used to seeing players go forward so early on. But like I said, it's probably something to do with these guys already knowing each other.
Yeah, definitely. When you know your opponent and you kind of figure out their play style over time, it can become really easy. Well, not easy, sorry. It becomes a little bit easier for you to kind of realize how they're going to defend, what play style they're going to use. So breaking forward early on, it's obviously a calculated decision from shadoow. But MamelMu, with some good defending there to win the ball back, it looked like it was going to be a really nice ball through to Ronaldo. But once again, good defending from MamelMu, who now looks to try and go on an attack of his own.
Yeah, absolutely. MamelMu with a good skill move there on the byline. A little bit of a pirouette. There we go. Ronaldinho on the field. Oh, gets the ball taken away. Here we go. shadoow on the break. Alfonso Davies on the left flank coming into play. He's linking up quite well. I think shadoow has had most of possession. He has had 2 chances. Through ball attempt here. Gets cut in between by Alexander Arnold, by MamelMu, of course. MamelMu at the wheel. He's played 2 games so far, both of them against Pharaon. And MamelMu managed to grab a 2-1 win against him, although he did lose the other game, a 0-3. shadoow with a through ball attempt once again, lays it off, and there we go, 2-0 at the 23rd minute marker. Kylian Mbappe, look at that, that's a good celebration, but I wouldn't do that. I would probably twist my arm. Oh man.
Yeah, little cannonball celebration, enjoying himself here. shadoow, another fantastic goal. Fairly similar to the first one, shot at the near post from that team of the year, Kylian Mbappe. But once again, another very well-worked goal coming from shadoow. MamelMu doing really well to defend right up until the last moment. But then once again, it's just that burst of pace from Mbappe. It makes it so difficult to deal with him.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, looking at the rankings, it's not really a realistic view that you have right now, but shadoow is on there with 2 games as well. He is a bit higher. He's in 4th place right now, although he has a few games in hand, as opposed to the guys above him, who have all played 4 or 6 games. He managed to play against LXB FIFA, and he managed to win 2-0 and 5-2. And now, obviously, with a half an hour played against MamelMu, he has had 3 big chances. He scored 2, and he hasn't given any chances away. This looks like the old shadoow that we know. Lofted through ball over the top. Oh, almost straight for goal. Maybe a little bit of a rebound. but of course MamelMu clearing away the danger very well. And here he's got that through ball opportunity. Sends away David Ginola. Ginola one-on-one with the goalie. Oh, surely isn't going to miss, but this time a little bit unlucky. No rebounds for him as well. So we've had 4 big chances for Shadow, 1 big chance for MamelMu. But of course, Rastoda Riyadh is showing that he can create chances against the vice champion.
Yeah, he really can. It was a lovely ball played down almost through the middle to Ginola, and then able to use that pace from the Frenchman. And that's exactly where you want to get the ball. If you are MamelMu, you want to be hitting Shadow on the counter-attack, as Al-Oran squaring up to his opponent. But once again, some good defending. Do need to be careful playing out for very confident, clearly.
Yeah, that's a great combination there in his own box with a little bit of a chip. Of course, the offensive player was very close to him, so a bit of a risk. High risk, high reward maybe, but he has lost the ball at the halfway line, and it's Shadow coming at him with full force once again. 39 minutes have been played. Shadow combining in the penalty area. Oh, tries to go for the through ball, but then a little bit of a screen set by the defender of MamelMu. Well done, making himself broad enough to not let that offensive player through. And here he goes on the break, although he does get stopped by Kyle Walker. It does give him a throw in, and it gives him a little bit of a breathing space, because Shadow seems to be happy with this 2-0 scoreline. Or is he? He's going to come in with a through ball on the right flank once again, probably. Kyle Walker brought into play. Christopher Nkunku. Jude Bellingham in midfield, the general of Borussia Dortmund. What a young player he is, only 19 years old still, and he's playing like someone who has the brain of a 35-year-old. He doesn't feel pressure at all. Of course, right now MamelMu carving out another opportunity, perhaps at the other end. Nope, into Kyle Walker, never going to get past him when it comes to a physical duel, and then the ball goes out. We're going to see a little bit of a break for these players. Do you think we're going to see some changes, George? Because obviously Shadow doesn't need to change anything, but I think MamelMu might be wanting to.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I feel like MamelMu's doing a really good job defensively for sure, but just getting caught out in transition play from defense to attack right now. A few of the passes intercepted, but Shadow obviously doing a fantastic job at reading the line to some of these passes. But as we get into the second half, MamelMu just needs to stick to his guns here. He's doing a very good job at holding off Shadow in some of the attacking plays, defending well. Just needs to try and hold on to that possession for a little bit longer. But I can see some chances coming from MamelMu. We've already seen a couple. Ronaldo offside there. Well played defensively. Maybe using the offside trap.
Yeah, exactly. Stepped in just in time. Of course, that was a risky business. Shadow might have carved himself out a big opportunity for 3-0. However, MamelMu defending that very, very well indeed. And Shadow here forces the throw in for himself. 5 yards before the midway line, then combines with his midfield. Good link-up play, sends Kyle Walker deep, tries to combine into the penalty area, doesn't quite get there. It's kept the Villa in between. We're going to see Yaya Touré distributing possession. One of the icons, Ginola, on the ball. Are you happy with the Team of the Year choices, by the way? Oh, I have to cut that train of thought off as we see Shadow entering the 16-yard box once again. Oh, that is great. That is great skill. But then he doesn't keep it simple enough and tries to link up with his striker. In the end, loses possession. MamelMu on the break. And like you said, MamelMu is doing a fine job keeping Shadow at bay most of the time. He's only given away 4 chances in what is now already nearing the hour mark.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when you're coming up against the top player, you're always going to concede chances. You're always going to concede shots. But I think it's fantastic he's been doing such a good opportunity so far. As I say that, maybe a cast of curses. Al-Oran comes through. Great save from Donnarumma and concedes a corner. But once again, MamelMu putting Shadow in difficult positions when he has the ball in the advanced position. Goals. Those are the reason why Shadow hasn't converted more of his goals, through good defending from MamelMu.
Yeah, absolutely. This year we're seeing a lot of Erling Braut Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. Oh, there we go. Nice cross. Almost gets on the end of that with a header, but Edwin van der Sar there to clean it out. Oh, there we go. Lofted through ball over the top. He's going to pounce onto it with Ronaldo. El Fenomeno doesn't quite finish. R9 close though. Good keeping there by MamelMu's keeper as well. Both ends. The man under the sticks or between the sticks, keeps it out. Here we go, MamelMu with a through ball opportunity. He spots it well, sends Kylian Mbappé deep. Like I said, he's one of the most, one of the favorite strikers to use, and should be, of course, after what he's shown at PSG and the World Cup for France. Of Virgil van Dijk, one of the defenders chosen in the team of the year as well. I was a bit surprised. I expected Marquinhos there, to be honest, with Liverpool's. Well, of course, they had a good run into the Champions League final, but the second half of the year, Virgil wasn't very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool looked good for me last season. They reached the final of all the tournaments they possibly could have. They came second, obviously, in the Premier League. So for me, that's a fairly good opportunity. And Mbappe gives the ball to Ginola. Great save from Van der Sar as the pause comes out. But for me, I think that, I think that Virgil van Dijk probably deserves to be in there just for the defensive duties he was doing for Liverpool. But coming back to this game, so far, I feel like Ronaldo on the side of shadoow just needs to be hitting a few more of these goals. Shadow's getting him in fantastic positions, but just unable to find the back of the net so far.
Yeah, not clinical enough yet to put the game away, to put the game to bed early, so to speak. We've got a bit of time left to play. We'll see the timer reappear in just a few short moments as the players are trying to change a few things. I would love to see what they're changing right now. What do you think might be coming out for MamelMu? A formation change or just some fresh legs on the field?
I think maybe, obviously it's a two-legged, there's two games that they've got to play against each other, but every game is very important. So I feel like he's got to start throwing more players forward, got to start trying to test, because he's been getting through that defense. He's been getting counter-attacking opportunities, and with a couple of changes to his tactics, maybe a couple of changes for players. There, I think we saw Ronaldo came off, which is in. But yeah, I think 70th minute mark, times are changing.
Sure. Balotelli coming in. RZ Pharaon. Oh, look at that. Great combination by MamelMu. Almost with, not the equalizer, but a goal to maybe make things more again. Shadoow on the break with Kylian Mbappé in the team as well. Danger. There we go. Gareth Bale has come in. Fresh legs again. There we go. Afonso on the left combination, the Bayern man lays it off. Jude Bellingham combines with Yaya Toure, one of the icons of the Manchester City team of old. And there's shadoow, loses possession, but then quickly gets it back again. Shadoow is so good at pressuring his opponent into making mistakes. That's why he's managed to make it to the grand finals last year again. Oh, Gareth Bale is not connected properly. A flying fall. I don't think the keeper would have been able to keep that out.
No, if it was on target, you thought that they would be seeing his here in this game. As you can see, chance maybe for MamelMu to look for a counter-attack. Oloran has just run that one into touch for a goal kick, though, unfortunately. And yeah, like you say, shadoow doing a really good job at just finding these constant overlaps through... taking advantage of a missed offside trap, pace from the wing. Shadoow just doing a really good job at finding these breaks in the defence. And here's another one as a towel comes through, the ball roll into the shot. Great. And that's another one of the new cards that's just been brought in. That is a road to the final. Lot this tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Mainly due to his insane pace.
I think he had 5-star weak foot as well, which makes him obviously a lot better. Balotelli with a chance powering through another big save from Donnarumma.
Yeah, you said exactly the same about Ronaldo before. Brazilian Ronaldo, R9, who was on the pitch. He needed to be more clinical, only finished one of his chances, while he had a few. And now we could say the same of Balotelli. First big chance, one-on-one with the goalie, and he just puts it straight down the middle. Oh, through ball opportunity here. Gareth Bale sent in deep. He's pacey, of course, puts in a cross. Not for Balotelli to pounce on, because MamelMu defends very, very well, but time is precious right now. He needs to make no mistakes at all, and there shadoow goes, taking possession of him. Surely he's going to win this first leg of the two-legged tie, because shadoow is distributing the ball on the opposing half, and only injury time left, 1 minute, so that's it. Game called. Shadow is going to take the first 3 points and is going to remain undefeated. 3 games, 9 points, and he's going to go into the second tie with MamelMu. I think confident, George, but also he should have been. Well, he should have been. Should this worry him?
I don't think it should worry him too much because I feel like coming up against Donnarumma, maybe even team of the year, or sorry, no, it's called Twilight has, isn't it? But
Yeah.
coming up against Donnarumma, obviously one of the best goalkeepers in the game. He's tall. He has a really very difficult to score against. Don't think he should take too much into it, but obviously when you have that amount of chances, you want to score a couple more than 2, but definitely will be happy with the win regardless, I'm sure.
Yeah, the win was definitely deserved. Like you said, the statistics are way in the favor of Shadow. They're going to be plowing right through with the second game soon enough. But like you said, he doesn't need to be worried for this next tie because obviously he was the better one from the 2 players, and we've known him to be one of the elite players in this competition. But if you look ahead to some of the matches coming up this season against the likes of Fabinho, the winner in season 1, who skipped out on season 2 and 3. Also Kaio Abdoubrown, who managed to win season 3 just last year. Should he be worried against these type of players?
Obviously, when you come up against some of the top end players in the tournament, you've got to be cautious, I think, of these kind of things, and it's important to work on these kind of things, like work on your finish and work on your shot selection. We saw a lot of opportunities where the goalkeeper came rushing out and just went for a power shot straight through the goalkeeper, could have potentially looked to chip it over. There are a lot of things like this that is important for the top players to look at and to analyse about their game, but I don't think he should be too worried because I think overall defending the creation opportunities that he was making were all very high tier, high quality. So yeah, shouldn't be too worried, but it's definitely good to be cautious about that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely true. So like you said, these games are 2-legged ties. We're going to see another one between MamelMu and Shadow. And of course, this one is going to award new points, either 0, 1, or 3 points, depending on the result. It's going to propel these guys, well, one of these guys in the rankings for sure. Of course, MamelMu was stuck with 2 games played, 1 win, 1 loss. He was stuck at 11th place in the rankings. So he really needs to win. Then again, he won't be expecting to get it against Shadow. However, of course, you're always going to try and get an upset against guys, right?
Yeah, you want to try and upset, everybody likes an underdog story. Everybody likes to see that. But if you are a player that's coming up against a player that you would consider a little bit better than yourself, just remain calm under the pressure because you know that you're going to be under a lot. That Shadow for the most of the game is going to be predict defending. So whenever you get the ball, he's going to be looking to cut that pass and lane. He's not going to be going where you might go. He'll probably where he thinks you think you're going to go. It's all about the mind games in FIFA, and we've seen it a lot last game. Shadow was doing it very, very well, and for that anyway, it seems like we're underway for the second game.
Yeah, absolutely. Shadow once again in the home kit for Standard de Liège, the red kits with the white details, and of course on the other side it's black and white, or mostly white for MamelMu with his Zandzakli AFC. There we go. I've tried to pronounce. Do it again. Butchered it probably. Doesn't matter. Marquisha wants Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold, one of the players that has been phenomenal during that Premier League win, during that Champions League run as well for Liverpool, but hasn't been able to develop him the way some of the Reds or the Liverpool supporters would have wanted. Still a very young player though, and still one of the best right wing backs in the world. However, right now, Shadow not starting out with too much possession. It's MamelMu mostly on the ball, which is refreshing to see. We said it, a 2-legged tie, and then a little bit of a break before we throw the next 2 games in. And then you'll have your chance to win PSN cards. But here's the chance to win it for Shadow. And he opens the scoring. He managed to get himself a goal close to offside. Not nearly there. With that pace of Mbappe, you don't need to start running early. 97 rated team of the year, Mbappe. That is a good card to use. And MamelMu straight to the other side, but then losing possession a bit over the halfway line.
Yeah, wonderful play once again from Shadow, just working it down the wings, finding the to the middle, all very, very careful. Now MamelMu might get his opportunity to fire one back. Interception from Abdoubrown, doing well once again. But you can see it's a little bit different here already for MamelMu, looking to try and press higher up the field. But that obviously comes with caution as Mbappe can use that pace going up against Capdevere. Can he cut inside? Can he find someone in the middle? Twisting. Looking for that once again. Lovely Elastico. Plays it to Bellingham on the edge of the box. And Kunku standing strong, making sure that he doesn't give shadoow any easy chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Silky footwork by Kylian Mbappe on the other end, but right now it's MamelMu on the ball, coming close to the 16-yard area. In fact, still holding on to the ball very well. Good link-up play, then manages to make sure that he doesn't lose possession by trying to skip past the defender close to the wire line. And then, of course, it gets pushed over, but there's MamelMu with a little bit of a chance because he was in between two defenders. Great defending by shadoow once again, as we used to. But MamelMu's still on the ball and still piling on the pressure. Of course, he does realize that if he wants something against shadoow, he needs to bring it in this game, especially with that early lead by shadoow, who's on the ball now once again, trying to venture forward, but MamelMu steps in between once again.
Ronaldinho gives it to Mbappe, trying to find a way inside, but runs straight into Lucio, one of the premier centre-backs this year on FIFA 23, the FIFA World Cup hero version, very high rated, probably the best in the game so far. Here we go, Bellingham on the ball, looking for Ronaldo, finds him, can he get onto that left foot? Lovely ball roll, scoop turn, can't quite find the shot. Goalkeeper does well to close the angle out, and some good defending, loses out once. It's a good bit of pressing play in the attacking third, and it will now run out of play. And yeah, MamelMu just keeping shadoow on the edge of his seat in these areas.
Yeah, absolutely. MamelMu has conceded one, but after that regained his composure, which is quite hard to do if you're playing against one of the favorites to win it all, especially if it's shadoow, the man who's been firing on all cylinders for over 4 seasons now. Proximus Pro League at only 22 years of age. By now he's 25 years old, playing for Standard de Liège for his third season in a row in Proximus Pro League. Of course, he managed to get a third place finish in the first post Esports Master season, not second. There was a little mistake on my end there, but third in the first season and then second twice in a row. Although, here we go with a lofted through ball once again, pounces onto it, Ronaldo, oh, inside of the post and out, but he does get that rebound. That is lucky, that is unlucky defending there by MamelMu. How does he not clear that away? Oh, so unfortunate.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Just falls to Virgil van Dijk at the wrong moment. Doesn't really know too much about it. And Ronaldo doing what Ronaldo does best. Just pounces on the opportunity. Puts it in the back of the net. Another chance. Bellingham through on goal. Goes for the chipped effort, but just over the bar. Just cooked it a bit too much. But yeah, shadoow now really starting to get a foothold in this game.
Absolutely, yeah. Finished last game with a 2-0 lead. Now he has that lead already by the start of the 34th minute. Although right now with 10 minutes left to play in this first half, we have seen hopeful glimmers for MamelMu. However, he needs to be quick and focused here. Sends out Kyle Walker, shadoow that is, and then gets a corner kick out of this one. Gets taken early, short corner. Here we go. He's going to try and whip in across maybe towards the far post, though there's only one man there. Well, one man with a red kit, that is. And the white jerseys clear it away for MamelMu. Kylian Mbappe one-on-one with Alphonso Davies. Can he stay ahead of him? Sergio Ramos is there for giving him some backup. Oh, that's a weird save by Van der Sar. I was thinking that he should be able to keep that in play or maybe even grab it, but didn't manage to hold on to it and gives away a corner. MamelMu now twisting and turning inside the box. Good attempt. Like I said, he's piling on the pressure and he's trying to put shadoow under an uncomfortable amount of pressure, but doesn't quite get anything between the sticks. Although that one shot that Van der Sar white, that was a great opportunity there. Oh, edge of offside, but it isn't for this man, Ginola. Yes, there it is, short corner, 43rd minute, and we finally have a goal on the board for MamelMu.
Yeah, MamelMu finally gets his goal. He's been working hard defensively, and finally he has been rewarded in the attacking half. As when you're defending, it's heartbreaking when you're coming forward and you lose the opportunities that you want, but finally that opportunity, MamelMu, as he's looking for another one, maybe just little bit of confidence instilled now into MamelMu as he looks to break in and maybe try and bring it level in the second half.
Absolutely. So we just got rated by Junior TV Gaming, one of the new ambassadors for this season, post Esports Masters, 4th FIFA season. And of course, we've not only got FIFA for you this season as well as Rocket League. In the past, we had League of Legends making an appearance as well. And of course, this regular season will result in 4 players directly qualifying for the playoffs for the offline finals. Once again this year. Last year it was at Kinepolis Keerberg. Oh no, that was 2 seasons ago. Last year, Lux Expo the Box. So always a great venue to have the finals of Post Esports Masters with 3 big games to be played. And there we go, first chance in the second half with shadoow unleashed once again. And there we go. He's got insane pace on his forwards with Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe. There we go, Ronaldo on the ball. Tried it, doesn't reach his teammate. The fila on the break for MamelMu. And for anyone who's just joined, this is shadoow, the Belgian man, going up against Luxembourgish player MamelMu, or as we know him, Rasto de Riyad, 20 years old, against the 25-year-old Belgian. But Team George, how are you liking the game so far?
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. 53 minutes in. Obviously saw MamelMu get one back after defending most of the game against shadoow. Obviously shadoow getting a couple of goals already so far, as now looking to come forward maybe MamelMu, but well defended from shadoow once again. As yeah, it's been so far. MamelMu just slowly making his way into the game, and now he's finally got his goal. Maybe we can see him start to make that comeback happen, because obviously confidence is a massive thing in FIFA. Confident enough to bring the ball forward to do the things you really know that you should be doing. As Abdoubrown lifts it over, Ginola brings it down, shot from Mbappe, he's not off, and it is a goal. Wow. We are level now at 2-2. What a goal that was.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done by MamelMu. I was just checking what was being said by our guys behind the screens. Of course, we've got Francois on technical duties. Like I said, Wild Creative Studio taking care of this broadcast for us. We're lucky to have these guys once again. 4th season in a row they're involved. So, of course, a big thank you to them. To Rift, of course, as well as Samsung, and as well as Post themselves, Post Luxembourg. Providers in the Benelux, if not the biggest. Trent Arnold there with a lofted through ball attempt, but then going to try and win that sprinting duel with Sergio Ramos at the end of it. And then it's shadoow on the break once again. Let's see if shadoow can bounce back from this, because MamelMu has really... Oh, I think that was offside, but... Yeah, goalie wins it anyway. Yeah, edge of offside. Close enough to call, George. I think the man with the flag saw it correctly, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got his glasses on today, you could say. Well played from the linesman, saw it correctly. As you can see, MamelMu just looking to slow things down. Lovely German cross into the middle, but well defended. shadoow definitely saw that one coming and reacted just about as quickly as he could. But if you're unsure about what that is a German cross. It was made very famous, as we get a chance for Abdoubrown. Great save from Donnarumma. And this is starting to get like a very interesting game, very fast-paced now.
Absolutely, yeah. shadoow might have wanted to take that opportunity, because MamelMu right now is absolutely unleashed. Playing the season, I've seen him finish. Let's see where he finished actually, because I have that printed out. He finished in 10th spot. Oh man, I'm totally missing that while I'm going through my sheets, and it's shadoow once again taking the lead. So far we have not seen MamelMu take the lead just yet. That is rather unfortunate for him, especially as this is already the 2nd tie for all of the players who just came in thanks to the raid of Junior TV Gaming. Thanks again, my man, for joining us this season. So that first tie, that was 2-0 for shadoow, but that should have probably been a 3-1, 4-1 scoreline, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big game, wasn't it? He had a lot of chances. A lot of big chances that the keeper did manage to come up and save. And, I think we could say that about game because both ends, or sorry, Van der Sar on one end, Donnarumma on the other, they've both been making massive saves, been closing down the attackers really well. We saw one just then. It was the chipped effort from Al Oraran. It was a red-timed finish, so obviously that does play into it a lot. But still, there's been a few great opportunities once again from Shadoow and from MamelMu. We'll have to see if they can capitalise. Mbappe, will he get there first? Van der Sar does so well.
Oh yeah, knocks down Mbappe. Might have had a little bit of a ringing in his ears there, but he's already standing again. It's only bits and bytes, don't worry. There we go, lofted through ball. Kylian Mbappe on the end of it for Shadoow, but once again straight down the middle. Although you have to say that Donnarumma does well for such a long guy, for such a tall guy, to get down so quickly, because it's right underneath him. If you're going to make the save with your hands, you're going to be so quick with the reflexes. And we know that the Italian young man is, of course. Good distribution here by Virgil van Dijk. There we go, through ball attempt to David Ginola. Tries to get on the end of it. Icon one-on-one with the goalie. Once again, a good save. Van der Sar this time. A good clearance as well by Shadoow, who's still 1 goal ahead, but 15 minutes left to play in game. Let's see how this one pans out.
Yeah, he's 1 goal ahead, but he is still looking to go on the attack and get more. You can see this, playing it down the right-hand side for Kylian Mbappe. Plays in the middle. Capdevila, one of the best left backs in the game. I don't think anybody could have predicted that coming into FIFA 23, but one of the most solid all-round left backs. His World Cup version, very good. As you can see here, MamelMu on the ball with Ginola. Good tackle from Atal. As Shadoow still just piling forward, doesn't care that he's a goal ahead, just still wants to get more goals.
Absolutely. He wants to win this one. There's something to be won for our viewers as well if you stick, because a break is coming up. Oh, there we go. So close to scoring the decider, but still MamelMu is very much alive in this one. MamelMu 94. There we go. Distribution in the middle of the park. Trying to find one of his forwards to get on the end of this. Ronaldinho. Absolutely magical left foot. And he shows it here with the ball over the top for Kylian Mbappe. Just the back line. Oh, just puts it on goal. Puts it on the post as well. Impossible angle, but tries to squeeze one in. Maybe get a lucky bit of a rebound there. I don't know what the idea was, but Shadoow already on the midway line there, losing possession once again. Lofted through ball. There we go. Shadoow manages to clear that danger by heading back to Edward van der Sar. 5 minutes left to go, and we're getting close and closer to the business end of this match.
Yeah, MamelMu just trying to get anything on target possible, even if the angle was a 0.1% chance of it going in. Just fire it anyway. What are the chances? Sergio Ramos up against the world here, against MamelMu, as he's looking to attack. Wins the ball back as we look to go into added time. Could potentially be one last chance here for MamelMu to go and bring this one level.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I was gonna try and say, that's gonna be PSN cards to be won by our viewers after this match. We've got, there it is, the ending whistle of the digital referee. 3-2 the scoreline in the end. I'm gonna write that one down in favor of Shadoow, but it was very close affair, and MamelMu came out way better than in his first tie, didn't he, George?
Yeah, definitely. It was a much closer game. Obviously, we saw MamelMu pull it back to 2-2 with a fantastic goal. I know checking your little stats, Rene, but it was a fantastic, brilliantly. It was a really nice goal. But overall, the game was brilliant. But once again, Shadoow just showing how experienced he is in those kind of situations and managing to clutch up, get the win against a tough opponent. Maybe didn't expect that tough of a game from MamelMu, but definitely gave it to him.
True, yeah. Last year he managed to win both these games in the regular season, and of course MamelMu finishing in 10th place. So obviously MamelMu is still a very young player, has evolved over the summer, even though he didn't make it to the grand final. So I think he did surprise Shadoow a little bit with the amount of chances he created, because it wasn't as clear-cut an opportunity, or not as clear kind of game as it was last year, because last year Shadoow was just firing on all cylinders and didn't really have anything to worry about. And I think this second game he was actually getting very worried.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why. MamelMu had chances, he had opportunities, the counter-attacks were there especially, and a few of the crosses that he was putting in, the over-top balls, massively one that we needed to talk about. the German cross situation. He was crossing it from just down on the byline, about midway between the halfway line and the goal. He was pinging it in, beating him with a pace from Ginola to the defender, and it was, just really well worked opportunities once again, recognising it. But unfortunately, in the end, MamelMu just struggled a bit too much against that Kylian Mbappe. The pace on that Mbappe is absolutely unreal.
Yeah, absolutely frenetic pace. And of course, I want to finally finish that sentence that I started twice and then the action unfolded. For the viewers out there, be sure to stay alert during our stream, because we've got a little bit of a break coming up. But at the end of the break, we're going to throw the marble game, and we're going to show you on a graphic how to compete. But of course, in the chat of this stream, you need to type !play, and then you'll automatically be involved in the marble game coming up after. One of those lucky few who will get their hands on a few of those PSN cards. And of course, George, we're about to cue the break. But before we do, let's look ahead at the next game. It's going to be Quube versus Pharaon. Do you expect a nice one there?
Yeah, it should be a very good game. Obviously, once again, looking into these players' stats and stuff like that, very high tier level players. The thing is, when you've got these really high level players coming up against each other, it comes down to which player can really suit the meta more, which player can really use the meta to their advantage, and we'll have to one of those will be, but it should be an absolute banger once again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm anxious to see them play, but right now let's cue the break and we'll be right back with you. And of course, don't forget to play that marble guy. !play. We'll see you in a bit.
From a Carolina boy, now we up on the map, but it's Hershey a fan, don't want to get on my lap. No, I'm the kid, it's just hop on the spaz on the track, never lying, they know that's a fact. I had to bust on racks, a girl on my line, but I never be here in the back. Bust on the road, but I got back on track. Let me switch when I'm knowing the cap. I got back up, so no, I won't scrap. Can put us on safety, we pop like a strap. About to blow it, they hate it. About to chill, cause these girls overrated. They say that I'm flowing, they put me on playlists. I be rocking off white like I'm racing. I want my life with the matrix. Be too deep in my thoughts, I be jaded. Forget your opinion, don't need to be graded. I play in that word, they didn't see, but I waited. Gotta hop in the store and go make a song. By the blow, so they know we can make a bond. She be looking so bad without makeup on. By the hell, like his wife call me Genghis Khan. Need my check, man, he always gon' run it. Brody capping his rap, he ain't done it. I can miss you, I'm chasing this money. You work for a goal and they start acting funny. Whenever change, I'm always yeah, I be rhyming all the time, taking off. RPX, I be dripping like Voss. Yeah, we be chill to these people get lost. She a baddie from Apex, she liking my style. Man, need me a show to go light in the crowd. We been turning up lately, so what's going down? I need my check, man, he always gon' remind. I had to bust out some raps for the one time. Think I'm flexing, I only do something. I need a big gas on my wrist like it's lunchtime. I had to bust out some racks. So many fakes, so I can't get attached. I'm a Carolina boy, now we up on the map. But it's Hershey a fan, don't want to get on my lap. No, I'm the kid, it's just hop on the spaz on the track. Never lying, they know that's a fact. I had to bust out some racks. A girl on my line, but I never be here in the back. Bust on the road, but I got back on track. Let me switch when I'm knowing the cap. I got back up, so no, I won't scrap. Can put us on safety, we pop like a strap.
So many thoughts I can't fit on the page. Fuck it, this shit, I'ma shit off the brain. She said she like how I put it together. I been ever so I step out like a plane. You need a block in the cheddar. I keep the the door and came up off a stain. I'm just trying to see more honest. Jump out the porch, get it anyway. Like that from my father, he went federal. They had him sitting, he ain't had no day for my body with toxins. Need some medicine, that be the only pain. Save more money, more problems, just kept on my mom. Cause that money be making no. But I'm moving with caution. I work hard and go pick up deposits and go make a play and no pausing. Gotta make sure everything fall in play like some pollen. She looked me in my face and told me she all in. I fucked this up, bitch, she can't walk out of crawling like somebody. This ball me re-jogging, yeah. Watch out, slip flock when DK gon' run up the rest while these niggas be jogging. I need my check, man, they always gon' remind. I had to bust out some rats for the one time. Think I'm flexing all little. Need to be gas on my time. I had to bust out some rats. So many fakes, so I can't get attached. I'm a Carolina boy, now we up on the map. But it's her, she a fan, don't want to get on my lap. No, I'm the kid, it's just hop on the spaz on the trap. Never lying, they know that's a fact. I had to bust out some racks. A girl on my line, but I never be hitting the back. Bust on the road, but I got. Let me switching, I'm knowing the cap. I got back up so no one won't scrap. Can put us on safety, we pop like a strap.
Pull up two door on my lover. Do what I want, I'ma do it forever. Yeah, I want it all, nothing less. I could do what he do, but I'm doing it better. Yeah. Mix match the chrome with Marshall. I can say what I want, I don't fall for the drama. Nah. New girl, born. Driving, I didn't need no degree. I prove them all wrong, who didn't believe. Do it myself, I don't need no team. No kid, no scholar. Hey, made me go farther. You can say what you want, but I'm still. Go down, get back up. Do it all myself, don't need no backup. I cannot. I called you a friend. Hit me up now, get left on red. Learn to forgive, but don't forget. Think about the future. Every day I go to sleep, wake up to a payday. See me going up, she yelling Mayday. I don't like you when I'm sober. Baby, I the fine. Go out every night as I lie. Right now, you a sunshine. I changed my life when I got rid of problems. I changed my life when I added a comma. Flying to Vegas to meet at a conference. I'll take a risk and I'm confident. I'll face my fear and I'll conquer it. Don't get impressed by a compliment. I'm more impressed from all my accomplishments. More than my diploma. They gon' get sick of me just like Corona. I don't give a fuck, that's my persona.
Screaming out, fuck it. I hate the drugs, but when I use, I love it. A painful love, the kind of pain when no one cares. Addiction, whispers in my ears. Think you're better. It's your daily routine, bro. This joint is the norm. You say you've been here before. You're all packed. I'm an addict and I like it, like a super. I must be my sidekick. I cannot go back, so I've been prowling for a new fix. Smoking different strains. Someone tell me where the booth is. Tell me why you lacking. I can trust you, cause I know you're finna fall. Too many times I told myself this marijuana getting old. Starts smoke another bowl, trying to melt all the time away. Every minute just too cold. I'm a sex addict, and she touches the pole. My automatic bullets addicted to taking souls. We let him have it. Empty the clip and reload. My bullets on go. I smoke some blow. I need it. I need my fix. Shop the demons, cause I'm so waiting, fiending, dreaming, thinking about my next time. Just sit and drag with open arms, but my heart remaining closed. Care so much about I buy designer clothes. I don't think they pay attention as long as they're fulfilled. Your homies be there for trips, but don't wanna pay the bills. Won't go up long. Decisions so complicated. LSD on my tongue. I don't know if I'ma make it. If I die, I need a blunt. At least to keep me smoking runs. Gorilla glue, I'ma face it. All I need to raw. It's my line, and I answer that call. I don't care, no, cause I'm on my own highway to hell. The cash out. These other niggas feel like laugh tracks. This at the top like a snapback. Your song a flop, we can have that. Used to whip around in a now I drunk and big guy. With a white bitch got a fat. Told me pass that blunt. That's that shit that I'm my road. I'm screaming out, fuck it. I hate the drugs, but when I use, I love it. A painful love, the kind of pain when no one cares. Addiction, the whispers in my ears. Think you're better than this. I regret to. This joint is the norm. You say you're gay, but we've been here before. Here I'll pass you some cash. You should go get more.
Oh my nigga, we on go, my nigga, for all of my doors in the pen. You said you was gang, but you never hanging, I guess it was a miss. The picture I paint is never gonna change, RPG, we gonna win. Spending this cash, we'll run to the back, we can do this shit all again. Come on, my nigga, we on go, my nigga, for all of my doors in the pen. You said you was gang, but you never hanging, I guess it was a myth. The picture I paint is never gonna change, RPG, we gonna win. Spending this cash, we'll run to the back, we can do this shit all again. They all in the front, they showing me love, them bitches, they bought their friends. Got racks in my pants and 10 in my hands, like how long I wait for this. I'm Mary Jeans with Dolce Gabbana, Fendi T, I might throw in the Pradas. I stay flying, I do what I wanna. Who the Prince of Flatbush? I'm the king of my hood. Now let's see how that look. DC to New York, just know we all good. But nigga, don't forget who was down for you. Most these bitches was clowning you. Switch on me, I never lied to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 4 of the Post Esports Masters. And of course, we've got 3 big games coming out this season once again. Clash Royale and Rocket League are there as well. But tonight it's all about FIFA. And ladies and gentlemen, last season you saw me commentate together with Tyler Go. Well, this season he didn't have enough time to make free on his Saturday. So we've got 2 amazing casters joining us newly this season. And the man with me tonight is George Overton. George, you're not just a FIFA caster, you're an esports caster, and you're very experienced, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say too experienced. I've been commentating for about 4 years now, so definitely dipped my a few games, like a bit of Rocket League, a little bit of Fortnite, and but yeah, FIFA is my main game. It is my main love, I guess you could say. But yeah, you know, it's a pleasure to be here. Really enjoyed the first game, and looking forward to the second one.
Yeah, for sure. Always great to cast with somebody who has at least a few years of experience under their belt, because you can obviously feel that everything's running smoothly, even though this is our first time working together. So like you said, you're based in the UK, doing a lot of Rocket League and FIFA especially. So if you're looking to hire a caster in the region or anywhere in Europe, give this man a shout. Of course, give me one as well. We'd love to be a duo on any of your tournaments. But right now we're focusing on FIFA, although in the real world of football, I see that that you're supporting a team that's now 2-0 up. Oh, Nick Pope just sent off for Newcastle. That's going well. So we've seen shadoow versus MamelMu on the digital pitch. How'd you like that first game? Was it too one-sided, or did you enjoy?
I don't think it was one-sided. I think that MamelMu put a shift in both games, to be honest. Maybe a little bit unlucky not to score a couple in the first game. You know, he had opportunities, but it's got to be said that shadoow was just on another level of form in that first game. Yeah. In the second, MamelMu took advantage of those opportunities, started crossing the ball more, started finding these over the opportunities for the likes of Ginola, and it just started clicking together for him. But yeah, shadoow, he got tested, but definitely proved himself as one of the top players here.
Yeah, absolutely. When I look at the rankings, I'm sorry, he will be making a big jump. Shadoow was at place number 4. If I hit the refresh button, let's see if it already got updated. Not just yet, but I know that he will definitely, at the very least, go past 2 of these players, and he will come out on a tie with Ivan Nilsson. Although he has 2 games left to play until he reaches the exact same amount of games that Ivan Nilsson has played, so probably catching up with him sooner rather than. However, score difference in favor of Ivan Nilsson. However, he has put in a shift, like you said, against MamelMu. MamelMu did make it very close in the second leg. And we're going to see a double leg again as well. Maybe we'll whip up the graphic with the matches to be played tonight. But I know that the next one is Quube versus Pharaon. As we'll have a little bit of a prediction, George, although that is hard for us because we haven't seen these players in previous seasons. So we just have to go by the rank they have on FUT Champions. And of course, like you said, there's not much of a difference there for any of these players.
No, there really isn't. Obviously, when you get to the top end of FIFA, it becomes more about who's more willing to grind hours and hours and hours of div rivals and scrim against the other top players and stuff like that. And it becomes a real grind at that point. It comes down to who's got more time to spare, and we'll have to see how these 2 players get on. But very, very close in terms of raw rankings. But if you look more into their actual skill sets, that's when you'll find a few differences come out. And here we go. We are ready to go. But for my, I'm going to go with Quube, because I think Qube's got what it takes. I think a very decent player, coming into this one, having a little look at his team. We're seeing the likes of Kimpembe, Ramos, João Cancelo, even got that Van at right back. So an interesting team to start it off with.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's get. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that we're looking at the right place. Although that's Pharaon in the white kits, right? Yeah, Pharaon confirmed in the white kits. So it's QB in the blue kits, dark. And of course, if we look at the rankings, it's hard to compare these players as well because QB has not played any games just yet. This is his first game of FIFA in post Masters ever. We haven't seen him in previous seasons, although on was in 11th place in the rankings. And of course, Cube has gone up against. Pharaon has gone up against MamelMu. Managed to lose the first game 0-3, but then claw back into it with a 2-1 win in the other tie. And then did I just miss another goal while staring at my sheets? Oh man.
Rest of us.
Oh, there we go. Did you see that happen, George?
I did. It was a really nice bit of pass and play, pass through the middle. It kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest, and couldn't really one of the defenders as he was looking to receive the ball, and but a good opportunity for him to go 1-0 ahead, for Pharaon to go 1-0. Done. A penalty and a chance to bring it level at 1-1.
Loads of shenanigans in the opening phase of this match. 13th minute, it's going to be the equal. Oh, it's enough, but the keeper keeps it out. Well, I'm not even quite sure what happened. I saw the kicking, so he must have hit the post. There we go with the corner kick taken quickly as well. It's QB trying to close into the scoreboard in the left top side corner. Don't be fooled by the direction of the names. Pharaon, like we said, is playing very well, although I did miss that one. 15 minutes have gone, and QB now finally gets, and of course did get that penalty, did get a kick. He has carved out some chances for himself as well. Like we said, he scored 2 against Momentum, so you know that this guy can play, and he's showing it right here. Good, great defending Pharaon as well, who is now 1-0 up.
Yeah, he's 1-0 up still. did survive the penalty. It was a good penalty, but the problem was the keeper was already all the way to that left side, ready to dive. It wouldn't matter where you put it at that point, because if you move the goalkeeper across, it makes it really impossible to score on that left-hand side. But obviously was predicting that he might go right with the goalkeeper after going left. Mind games on penalties. It really is. It's a struggle, but maybe we'll see Quube come down the other end to this passage of play from Pharaon. But Quube, 7-year player coming into this tournament, maybe looking to get some experience, in these kind of competitions, because obviously, we see 17-year-olds come into these kind of tournaments and look to improve their skill sets and try and replicate the performances they have in the likes of Foot Champs and Div Rivals. And we'll have to see how they get on here. Chance for Mbappe. Pharaon cutting in, gives it to Ronaldinho and absolutely buries it. It's a lovely pass across the box. And that is 2-0 now for Pharaon. What a start to the game.
Yeah, absolutely hammers it home. Crazy good stuff. And we get to see a man try to claw back his way into the match at only 17 years of age. And like you said, he's not very experienced, so you have to wonder how he will mentally in a situation. He's not the man on the left wing in an offside position, so does hold on to the ball. It's always good to try and there goes the through ball for Pharaon. We have to focus here because we might see another one. Quick goals, 2 in half an hour, and there we go. There's the third one. I was gonna say 1 every 15 minutes, and if it stays like this, the scoreline, that will be true for the first half. But I think we might see a few more on both these guys.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Quube slow to start, but defending is difficult against these top players. It is always difficult to play against the likes of Ronaldinho, Ronaldo. But we're starting to see Quube start to get a bit more of the ball in the attacking positions. We'll have to see what kind of chance he can make. Lovely ball out wide for Ginola. Plays in the box waiting for him. Goal manages to find an avenue to go down and gets it to Pele. And there's his first goal of the game, bringing it to 3-1. A chance now for Quube to start bringing this one back. And yeah, definitely nice to see Quube getting his first goal here.
Yeah. Pharaon, that great run down the channels on the left-hand side, whips in across and puts it in the front of the goal. Goalie, no chance, although at the other end, Pharaon is trying to go at it once more. He's not happy with a 3-1 scoreline just yet. Of course, he was 3-0 up, trying to make it 3 in between them once again by going 4-1 before the break, although Quube get on the break. In fact, there we go, once again, down that left-hand side with Ginola. We saw MamelMu deploy central striker here. He's out on the left wing, and it's working quite well for Quube. Has carved out 2 big opportunities using Ginola on that left side. One assist, one created. So far, you have to worry for him, especially with Pharaon running string, distributing possession, just keeping it a little off the through ball on the left hand side. But I thought that was offside. But that's enough for the first half, as we're going to see a little bit of a break for the players. Let's see if they can make a few changes, or maybe they're right through. We're about to find out. George, how about his first match? I was going to predict a draw between these two guys, but right now Pharaon really showed himself.
Yeah, Pharaon coming up strong in the first half, bursting out of the gates, showing the difference in experience for the players. Obviously, Quube could be coming into this one a little bit more nervous, maybe. It could be anything. But either way, when you perform in these kind of competitions, it definitely brings a different kind of pressure to the player, definitely. And we'll have to see whether Quube can get used to that and start settling in, because we saw him get a goal and hasn't conceded since. So is this a start for Quube to start building up on this game and getting back in this one? We'll have to see, because Pharaon, extremely clinical. Only had 1 shot at half-time, but had 3 goals. That's a lot.
Yeah. That is absolutely insane. And now he's He's working very well defensively as well, stepping in between. Otherwise, that could have been a huge chance for Quube to maybe put one past Pharaon again. Although right now, Pharaon on the other end with Ronaldinho on that left-hand side, always creating danger, always creating magical moments like he did back in the past for Barcelona. And there we see Capdevila combining with the other Brazilian. It's Ronaldo, puts it into Benzema. Benzema with the final pass. In between for Quube on the break, still with a chance to take something from this first leg. Like we said, it's 2 legs between each players, and there's a chance to be something to be winning something for our viewers as well. PSN cards are going to be giving away tonight. The first one went to Enes Tunisian, who won the first marble game. At the end of each break, or marble game, of course, between each best ones, basically between each matches, we will have one of those breaks, and we will have a marble game launch for you. Like we said, just launch it by typing !play in the chat, and you will be automatically games on the left-hand side of the pitch. Ronaldinho running riot once again, absolutely frenetic pace as well. This is of course prime Ronaldinho combining with Capdevila. Karim Benzema in midfield trying to combine, but relinquishing possession to Pele, and then it's Quube on the break. Quube with Kylian Mbappe. All that experience into defense, and once again we see Pharaon with possession.
We do indeed. Pharaon bringing the ball back. Ball played over the... And 62 minutes into this game, Quube needs to find a goal sooner rather than later if he wants to bring this one back into his favour. Even if you bring it back to level peg, and 1 point would be definitely better than losing. So we'll have to see if he can work a way around this defence, because at the moment what Pharaon's doing is just having his defence drop back, so it makes it really difficult for Quube to get any counter-attacking opportunities, get any balls in behind, forcing him to hold on to the possession, really break it down, try and find any gaps possible this time. And when you're 2 goals down, you have as much to break down these defences, really compact and sitting on the edge of their box. Pharaon, as he's working his way, Ronaldo dispossessed by Kimpembe, and a chance now. Quube for the...
Absolutely, Quube on the break tries to make it tight once again. Still 3-1 down, but had 2 chances. Let's not forget that penalty moment in the first half where the keeper came up huge, pushing the ball onto the post. There we go, cross ball in, but Pharaon defending very well once again. He has been absolutely phenomenal right now, showing himself in one of his first matches in this competition. Though Quube, like we said, has not played any matches just yet. Might just be him, well, get a grip of the game, get an idea of his opponents, perhaps get his nerves under control. And of course, like we said, Pharaon has already played a few games, has already managed, so his nerves will be probably, although playing on stream, it's always something different maybe, isn't it, George?
Yeah, definitely. When you got watching, obviously at home, can make it completely different. I don't know, maybe you've gone to tell your family, that's not a great tackle at all, could be a card.
Nope.
I think it was a yellow potentially, but
probably yellow, yeah.
When you've obviously got people watching at home, you know, maybe you ask your families to come along and watch the streams, anything like that. That's a lot of pressure. It adds on. And then you've also got people in the chat talking about the way you're playing, talking about your opponent. You always want to, you know, do better. You want your opponents and the chat to be talking about you, saying how you're playing. So, yeah, understandably, a lot of pressure.
Commentators as well.
That as well. It's a massive thing. And yeah, I think people underestimate how much pressure really does come with these tournaments. And you yourself is somebody that can to that definitely with your ex-pro CSGO competitions.
Well, I'd have to say semi-pro because I never went full-time with the salary, but a few nice prizes back in the day, yeah. We've seen Pharaon on possession, and I think that spells trouble for Quube because right now time is becoming a precious luxury that he just doesn't have very much of. 10 minutes left in regular time as of right now, and maybe a little bit of injury time, but not many substitutions, not many goals in the second half, so I doubt we're going to see more than 1 or 2 minutes being added on. And Pharaon is on the ball and doing this very, very well. distributing possession, staying in possession, and making sure that as the timer ticks closer and closer to the end of this match, he has all the chances of winning it. Had a through ball there, but he decided not to play it to make sure more time went away and more of the pressure keeps piling on Quube. Here he goes, finally linking up in the box, and there he goes. That might very well be the deciding goal. Pharaon, this time in the 85th minute, held on to possession for over 4 in-game minutes. That's absolutely spectacular, and he really kept his nerve, didn't he?
Yeah, really did. You know, when you hold on to the ball for periods of time, it can start to eat you up. You're thinking, oh, is the opportunity ever going to open up? But it finally did, was patient, waited, and finally found the opportunity to get that 4th goal. And whole game with the moments ticking down. I never like to say never, but this one is looking like it could be the win for Pharaon after a very well performed, you know, off the beginning, 3 goals in about 30 minutes, and then he knew that he could just calm things down a little bit, take the foot off the gas, so to speak, a little. Quube answered back. Quube got that goal just before the half-time whistle, but in the end, Quube take it away from Pharaon. The first game does indeed go to him.
Absolutely, yeah, and deservedly well, I might add. Though that penalty should have maybe gone. Did Quube take too much risk, putting so much speed, so much force on that ball?
Yeah, maybe. Could have potentially looked to have been a bit more patient with it, looked to have gone down the middle. But with this year's FIFA, all you can do is green time finish it, put power on it, and go left, right, or middle. It's difficult. But either way, you've got to say, Pharaon, it was a fantastic save from the penalty. Predicted which way it was going, and goalkeeper that direction as well. So, you know, a massively deserved win.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just updating my statistics on these players, entering the wins on my sheet. Although, of course, they are as well on the tournament app. Be sure on their rankings. Of course, we've got some statistics of last season as well. I forgot to throw them in there for the game of Shadoow earlier, because of course than we expected. We talked a bit longer than we expected. Of course, I've got some statistics on Lewis Lux and Kaio for the remaining matches. Like we said, Lewis Lux playing later today, and then of course the Masters of the Day, Kaio Abdoubrown up against Fabinho. Great matches coming up, but one more match between these two players. We're going to see Pharaon versus Quube once again. George, do you expect Mike created a few chances? He wasn't without chance. It wasn't like it was horrid defending as well. It was just good Pharaon. Do you think a young player, 17 years old, competition, can he, after such a match where you end up losing it 1-4, still in the right?
Obviously, a very good player, very talented to even get into these kind of tournaments. It's a massive understatement. You know, when you lose 4-1 in your first game, people can very quickly go to speak about, you know, whether you're good enough to play, those kind of things. But no, Qube's a very talented young player. Definitely going to bounce back from this one, and whether he wins this one or not, I don't think it, you know, for him, it's all about improving, getting that experience, keep on moving on, and not taking these hits to heart, because at the end of the day, you are going to come up with hard, tough opponents in these kind of tournaments. And we'll have this one, though.
I think that's a very good point that you raise, even doing so much to even get into this competition, because like we talked about, it was a pre-qualifier tournament, and we saw Quube go up against win 6-5, very close game, but also he managed to beat 2, and then first big chance, opportunity, I should say, for the second half, with Pharaon, by the way, playing in the blue kits, dark blue with letters on it, and then of course on the right side of the pitch in the white and red kits, it is our man Quube, and plays SNT as his team name. There we go. Pharaon takes over, and we see names. Kylian Mbappé playing it into the other Frenchman, Ginola, but then losing possession. Kevin De Bruyne now for Quube. Let's see if Quube can maybe get 1 or 3 points from this tie, because of course, like we said, it's his first match in season 4 of Post Esports Masters, and it's actually his first match besides the pre-qualified Post Esports Masters history. So it would be great for him to start off with a bang and maybe win or draw this one against big Pharaon.
Yeah, definitely do good. His mental for games, and that's a big thing. Being confident in these tournaments. I know I spoke about it a little bit earlier. As he gets a chance with Pele, takes a shot. It does fall back down to him, but the ball. And you can see here, this is why Pharaon is such a good player. Really calm, back to realize he's got plenty of time on the ball. Doesn't really panic either, which is very impressive.
Absolutely true. Pharaon never just shows himself nerves or jitters. He's always focused, but not too much. He didn't drink too much coffee. So right now on the left-hand side, he puts him in. It's interesting that he has Karim Benzema on that midfield position. So of course, with the likes of Kylian Mbappé and Ginola up front, him for this formation, crossing it in between the wing backs. This is Quube on the ball. Joao Cancelo now with Bayern Munich playing it towards his former teammate in Manchester City. And Kylian Mbappé puts it towards Ginola on that left-hand side. Manages to cause a few problems once again. He did carve out those 2 big chances in the first encounter between these players. It was on the left-hand side with Ginola. Kevin De Bruyne from distance maybe. Not just yet. Saw a huge goal against that opening goal on the bouncing on the back ball by Tobiasu and then putting it over the keeper. There we go. Good combination. Likes to use that left wing, although he has Ronaldinho there. Links up with Karim Benzema. Oh, great turn, but then just doesn't get past Joao Cancelo. Kevin De Bruyne, Yaya Touré, a lot of Manchester City players in this squad, or former Manchester City players, I should say. There's, of course, Yaya Touré, one of the icons, and, of course, this man, Cancelo, has went to... that's probably all down to NME or AK. Excellent. Oh, the through ball, but offside position. 30 minutes played, still 0-0, George. Who do you feel like might be taking this?
Well, so far we can see Pharaon's got a long foothold in this one. Coming forward with the ball a lot. You can see that Benzema, even though playing that centre mid role, as we see a chance, Ronaldo the back of the net. Simple as that. Plays it into the box, and Quube can defend well. You know, he can stop these kind of attacks, but those ones where Ronaldo just gets to turn off the shoulder of the defender, find that little bit of break of daylight, finds those kind of opportunities that close away from goal, it's going to end up in the net. And Pharaon with some fantastic build-up play there as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So you're too late to qualify for this season, but if you're wondering about how to compete in Post Esports Masters, be sure to keep an eye on our social media accounts. It's usually Post Esports Masters, although on Twitter we are Post E-Masters. Of course, and that before it, Pharaon again a left spell already 1-0 once again, up to the good in this one. First match was a very good affair for him, though it got close to being packed level in the opening stages of the match, with although in the end it was before halftime, before Quube managed to put one in. Did miss that penalty, could have been so much closer. Pharaon right now once again on the opposing half. Here we go, Quube backs against the wall. Ronaldo, oh, silky footwork, just doesn't skip past the and be with. And once again, that outside of the right boot with the cross towards his attacking the flanks. Joao Cancelo into play. Kevin De Bruyne unleashes Ginola. Well, tries to, because Atal steps in between. And you said it, this is a pacey winger. If Atal gets unleashed, it might cause problems down that right-hand side. Because right now, it seems to me like both players are
hand side as the referee just calls the halftime whistle. right, receives the ball in a decent position. You can see there, fairly even game, but one thing that is to say for certain, Pharaon really holding the possession towards the later stages. Once he goal, he really felt like he had a foothold in that game, was just holding the possession, starting to control, dictate the play a little bit more, and you can see very well to the second leg. I just want to see Quube be a bit more certain on where he wants to go with the ball, because right now he's bringing it down the wings, and then just the wing backs are just taking the ball away from him once he's looking for that other option. There, Capdevere just rushes. It's really difficult. It's tough to do because you never know when the wing back is going to run at you, but it is something that he needs to try and make happen a tiny bit more. Just come down these wings, be a little bit more careful with the ball, because that is the position he's losing it from.
Absolutely. Great Brazilian influences on both sides. Jairzinho on that right flank for Quube. On the left flank of Pharaon, we see Ronaldinho. He might come into play at the far post right now if a cross is put in, but he chooses the short link-up play with Ronaldo, loses the ball. Oh, gets it back almost. A little bit of a present, but Quube just a mistake with instantly winning the ball back and now going at his opponent with pace once again. Jairzinho gives it to his fellow Brazilian forward, Pelé. One of the biggest icons in the game. Of course, the man we've seen pass away last. Of course, managed to reach a respectable age and a very rich and full life. While we see Pharaon marauding down the flanks once again. Yaya Toure, Karim Benzema, and now good link-up play, switching the flanks once again. Captain on the left, 57th minute, and still 1-0 ahead. Still looking for more, though. You have to say about Pharaon, he never just hangs back and waits for his opponent to create something. He's always going at them full force. Then and he does lose the ball in the area, and we're going to see Quube maybe with a little bit of a chance to about an hour left, or about an hour played, sorry, and half an hour left to play.
Yeah, one thing that I did want to talk about real quick, because we haven't actually we spoke about it a little bit, but Benzema being played at the centre mid role. So I assume that is the version. Good bit of space down this right-hand side, intercepted well by Sergio Ramos there. But that Benzema card has 94 dribbling, 90 passing, 90 physical, 97 shooting, and 92 pace. So you stick a shadow card on him, and he all of a sudden becomes just an absolute demon all round. You can put a dribbling, a passing one on as well. Even Ronaldo cut across the box, and now a chance for Quube to run the ball forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Team of the year, you've got three huge forwards already at the start with Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe, and Lionel Messi, and then later the 12th man got added with Erling Braut Haaland. Who's your favorite among these lads?
My favorite among the team of the year, sorry. For me, personally, just because I'm a Liverpool fan, Virgil van Dijk. But if we're talking about who packed the most, yeah, definitely going to be Kylian Mbappe. Ball whipped in, pacey, Ginola with a shot, and a great save from the keeper once again, which will go out for a corner kick. But yeah, for me, definitely got to be that Kylian Mbappe card. Wow, that is, in the famous words of Jurgen Klopp, wow.
Yeah. Imagine that, Virgil at the back, Kylian Mbappe at the front. Couldn't go wrong there. Who might make it happen? PSG, if you're watching, bring that. Surely no, you don't want it to happen.
No,
Obviously, you're a Liverpool man yourself, so you need to keep hold of your captain.
Bring Mbappe to Liverpool. That's what
to live. I would love to see that. How do you feel Cody Gakpo is doing? He started off with a bit of a rough spell, although he finally got off the scoring.
Yeah. Gakpo and Nunes scored already against Newcastle at half-time. Yeah, not even he's a young player, you know. A lot of once again, we talk about pressure for young players, going to the country, new culture, you know, but doing a fantastic job, getting a couple of goals in the last two games. Very happy with that.
Nice. Let's hope he keeps on scoring, because Liverpool need it right now. Definitely haven't seen a year like this in a long Klopp. Klopp still the man to bring it back for Liverpool.
Yeah, definitely. He's my manager through and through. He's stuck with our team through thick and thin. Chance, Kylian Mbappe twisted and turned. It's a lovely elastico into the green time finish. Play Mbappe, and now we're drawn all tied up, 1 goal apiece with only 12 minutes left. Can Quube potentially find a draw here? That would be a very good start to his campaign.
Absolutely, yeah. 1 right now with only left in a regular time, and you said it, Kylian Mbappe. Well rated amongst any FIFA player. You'd love to see him. Of course, was done in the World Cup. First player to lose a final after scoring a trick. Absolutely phenomenal against Argentina once again. We expected it from him, and he showed it. So that's quite rare for someone to have all that pressure. Player way younger than you think if you look at his statistics and the amount of time that he's spent on a professional field. Look at this Quube in that. He's going for the win. He wants it all. 3 points on the board. All or nothing. Gonna happen for him. Quube twists in between, and there he gets it under the goalkeeper. Great move between two players. Got stuck there with Perisic. A physical form was extraterrestrial, and he managed to one pass. That was a weird goal, I'd say, George. It went to the air because of the two defenders pouncing on him, and then he was the one left standing and just pushed it.
One of those moments where you got to be in the right place at the right time, and even Harris expecting a bit of a goal poacher to be there in those situations, and it just bounced to him, and he said, "Well, I'll take that chance for Ginola." Chips it over the keeper, but it won't run through. Lloris tackled by Ginola, and it gets put in the back of the net after all. At 2-2 now, Pharaon. Absolutely crazy goals back to back.
Oh, and that's it. That is it. Injury time is added on, and they've gone by so fast. Your heart must be bleeding for Quube, because he was in front after going down 0-1, managed to back level, and even score a potential winner just a few minutes before time. I just have to think that he has it in the bag, if only ball possession. But he went more. He went one, and then in the end that didn't quite work out, and then still gets an equalizer. Oh man.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? When you look back on it like that, you could have said, well, maybe he should have gone for game management, hold on to the ball a little bit more. But I respect him for going forward and looking for more opportunities. But in this specific situation, it has cost him the 3 points. But, you know, looking back on it, the first game, the second game in contrast, so much cleaner defensively, holding on to possession, just everything from Quube there was so much better compared to the first game. And does that now potentially look for us, you know, looking at him as a young player, a young commodity in this league, does that then make us think, well, if that was his first game and this, how much he improved in the second game, how good is he really going to be in this tournament?
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. It all depends on how much time he puts into this game. I think what he has to go and do is look back at this game, have it on stream. He can go on Twitch and see what happened there. We've seen where it went wrong for him. In the end, he does salvage a point, so you should say that he should be pleased with getting a point after going down early on in the first half. But of course, 10 minutes from time, if you score a potential winner, then you have to hold on to it. So I don't think he will be pleased right now, definitely.
Yeah, you know, looking back on it like that, if you look at it, he was a goal up with so little time left, and then you go to concede, you're obviously going to be frustrated, but you've got to look at the positives in these kind of situations, and then, you know, look at the negatives a little bit later. You can't afford to be so harsh on yourself so soon after that, because but you know, that's the glorious part about being a young player coming into a FIFA scene that is, you know, looking for new young players to come through, new faces to take over the scene. And yeah, this is definitely an opportunity for Quube to make it a building block, just continue on improving game from game.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, he managed to avoid a a pointless start to his competition with this draw. He managed to get a point on the board. That also relieves a lot of pressure from you when you see that standings sheet with your name at the bottom with 0 points. It puts a lot of on you for your next matches. And right now he's got a point. He's going to be rising a little bit in those lower ranks, so that definitely will propel him forward. And right now, for the viewers, let's stay focused because we've got a little bit of a break coming up. But after that, we've got the marble game starting again. So let's throw up the graphic on how you can compete. All you have to do is write !play in the chat, and you're automatically in the race. The last winner was Enes Tunisian. He managed to win PSN cards, and of course right now you can win one as well. Be sure to hit the chat, and we'll see you in a bit as we're going into a break. And after that, we've got another great match coming up. It's going to be two Luxembourgish players, Louis Lux versus Ax Fabinho. That's going to be absolutely spectacular. See you in a bit.
Hey, baby. Come on.
You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lunch all around it.
Send me your location. Never pulling up, girl, we going out of state. Talking about like turning up. Baby, what it do? Baby, gon' send me your bodies like it do. Tell me where you at, me your location. Never pulling up, girl, we going out of state. Talking about like turning up. Baby, what it do? Baby, gon' send me your bodies like it do. Tell me where you at, little baby. Pull up to the battle, shawty hop in the Mercedes. On this trending topic, I'm on top, I'm feeling wavy. Girl, you better stop it, no, you not gon' have my baby. Whoa, watch out for the us that tryna play me. Whoa, shawty, I'm inside, you can keep it on the low. Yeah, let's go for a ride. Tell me where you wanna go. I'll be here for the night. Yeah, shawty, yeah, you know that. I'll be by your side. Send me your location. Girl, I'm pulling up, girl, we going out of state. Walking bottles, turning up. Baby, what it do? Baby, gon' send me your bodies like it do. Tell me where you at, me your location. Girl, I'm pulling up, girl, we going out of state. Walking bottles, turning up. Baby, what it do? Baby, gon' send me your bodies like it do. Tell me where you at, me tell me slide.
She got a new place. Yeah, that I'm ballin' like it's 2K. She a bad chick, a little savage. Yeah, anything she wants, she gotta have it. Shawty nasty, she a freak. Baby, let me hit it every day of the week. Oh yeah, off the juice, I can't think. Told her send me out a little bit.
Send me your location. Girl, I'm pulling up, girl, we going out of state. Talking about like turning up. Baby, what it do? Baby, gon' send me your bodies like it do. Tell me where you at, me your location. Girl, I'm pulling up, girl, we going out of state. Talking about like turning up. Baby, what it do? Baby, gon' send me your bodies like it do. Tell me where you at, little baby. Little baby, little baby, little baby, little baby. Send me your location.
Hey, Ross, sauce it up.
Rain, guess they mad, yeah, they mad that they can't get a bag like me. No. Whoa, 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 bitch, calling on my phone. Unknown number, I'ma leave that shit alone. She stone cold, stone cold. Oh, I don't know where she'll go.
In and out of conscience, hearts frozen cold. What's the cost of love? Fucking bone. These interruptions with my code. I can't even trust shit anymore. Yeah, I've been in my lows, but it'll catch up. She on the road, but it'll get up. New York City lights, leave me right. Trying to find my purpose and my soul, man. I just really want it back, but ain't left high. Body of fucking bones, yeah, the pain hurts. Heart is right to the stone, yeah, my heart burns. What's the right, sipping coast on my mind lies.
Rain, calling on my phone. Baby, baby, yeah, yeah, leave me alone. Rain, calling on my phone. Baby, yeah, yeah, leave me alone. Whoa, going up all again, no, motherfuckers hate me like, whoa, I guess they mad, yeah, they mad that they can't get a bag like me, no. Whoa, bitch, calling on my phone. Unknown number, I'ma leave that shit alone. She stone cold, oh, I don't know where she'll go.
Just for fun, stress, yeah, I know that I'm the one, yeah, no fun, yeah, poolside in the sun, yeah, one choice, no, different size, took a lot to have bad thoughts, but I swear money feeling nice, never going crazy, I swear me amazing, these women be crazy, yeah, so ho, get the fuck up on my DMs, hey, see that, chopper on me, 40 clip, wipe your nose like Kleenex, yeah, I'm tryna be what I'm dreaming, kept falling asleep, I ain't eating, oh yeah. Throwing shade, yeah, I ain't out the way, yeah, sending shots, yeah, we think we see, we do drugs, yeah. We think we FDA, yeah, go be safe. Don't know you can die today, know you can fly away, know you can ride away. Go take your mind away, but I can't follow you. On the slow, that's how I know that I know you move. 'Cause you tried it too, found myself, ain't no finding you. All them nights I stuck in my bed, really feel like I wish I wasn't dead. I don't wanna fall on a flag. I just feel like this. Feelings don't move. I feel like the moon.
And it's me, myself, and I, yeah. Took that private jet, said I'd be there in a blink, of an eye. And from something from nothing to find that it's you for greatness. I had no patience, yeah. Couple of rounds on my plate, and there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow.
still care. My heart been tied up in knots. I'm pulling the trigger, I feel like a cop. I'm wrecking the figures to buy me a chop, and I'm chopping these bitches. They tell me to stop. Yeah, life ain't easy when you young. And we just got no stress. Yeah, I know that I'm no one. Yeah, no fun. Yeah, poolside in the sun. Yeah, one choice, new life, different city, different size. Took a lot to have bad thoughts, but I swear money feeling nice. Life going crazy. I swear that my house be amazing. These women be crazy. So ho, get the fuck up on my DMs. Beat it. Haters, I don't see them. Chopper on me 40 clip.
Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Post Esports Masters. Well, let's keep the logo clear. It's season 4, and we've got FIFA coming up once again. 4 big matches tonight. Of course, first one was shadoow against MamelMu. He managed to win both these matches. I think it was 3-2 in the last one and 2-0 in the first one. Then, of course, just now we saw Quube playing against Pharaon. Pharaon managed to win the first match 4-1. Second one was an intense draw, although at the end you have to commiserate for Quube because he was so close to winning it, should have won it. But this is certainly a moment for the young 17-year-old that he will use to learn, use to his advantage in the near future. George, so far 4 matches down, 4 to go. I think the one comment one that we've been looking forward to just as much as the Masters of the Day later on, right?
That's a massive game. Obviously, Louis Lux versus Fabinho should be a massive one. Hopefully, Fabinho can play a little bit better than Fabinho has been in real life. That would be definite. Yeah, you know, we've both one. Most certainly, you know, it was a tiny bit one-sided at times, but overall, both games have definitely been competitive. Both games have been, you know, both sets, I should say, sorry, not games, have been very competitive, close between both teams, and definitely that last one with Quube, you know, doing a miraculous effort to almost win that second leg, but unfortunately, in the end, just a little bit stronger, just comes back with that late goal, and both of those late goals were absolutely chaotic.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, for a little bit of a prediction for the next match, Louis Lux, Fabinho, I think it's I'm going to go for both these guys winning one of the 2 matches. What do you think is about to unfold?
Yeah, I could see both players taking a win each, but I got to say, you know, how close all of these games have been tonight. I could be in a draw once again in this series, but definitely a win coming the way for Fabinho in my eyes. But definitely a strong player. But yeah, it's tough to say because all these players are such high-rated players in terms of FUT champs and div rivals. It really is difficult to kind of tell the difference, to pick apart their games if you haven't seen them play in the past.
Yeah, very true. I've got some statistics on Louis Lux here from the last season. His biggest rival was shadoow, and back then in the regular season, his most goals scored in one game were 5. He had a 73% win rate with 22 wins, just 2 draws. Did lose 6 matches during the season. Scored 92 goals, conceded 40. So that's 3.1 goals per game. So I think it's a safe to say, especially with Fabinho on the other side, that we're going to see a lot of goals, right?
Yeah. You know, with these guys, you know, using this in FIFA Ultimate Team, we've seen we've seen icons, we've seen icon prime versions. You know, these are the top teams that you will see on FIFA. And, well, when you've got these kind of players piloting them, they can do absolutely anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a little bit of information on the prizes. Once again, a bit more than last year, 500 to be different for this FIFA season. And we're about to see how it pans out for 2 among the favorites. We have more than 4 favorites for this season because there's in here. It's a shame to not see Cicinho. At the same time, we are seeing back Louis Lux, Abdoubrown, shadoow, and of course a lot of other big names as well. The Red also automatically qualified, and then some familiar old faces with Ivan Nielsen and X Fabinho, who managed to make a big splash in season 1. Do you think these guys, having not competed in season 2 and 3, do you think they have what it takes to bring back the glory days of season 1 for themselves?
Well, obviously, you know, when you take time out of a competition, it's important to keep going on other competitions, most definitely. And, you know, for these ones that are coming back from season 1, obviously making their return, it will be very interesting to see how they got on for sure. But, you know, when you leave a tournament, you come back a few seasons later, you see the competition, or just the depth of talent has evolved, and whether you can still keep up to that that standard, we will have to see. But I'm sure we are in for an absolutely fantastic brawl, and you can see there at the CDM role, we could see a bit of a towel, which is going to be one of the most meta players coming out.
Absolutely. I think we're watching the stream of Louis Lux, and yeah, he is playing with the white kits, it seems. Louis Lux, X Fabinho with the dark kits on the right side of the field, playing from right to left. He's here distributing the ball with his Kyle Walker, and that's the one you mentioned, the man to watch. And of course, Ginola up front. Spectacular team first shot already with Fabinho testing the goalie from distance. Good to see if you have an opponent with a great goalie, have an opponent that is sharp in the opening phases. And why not just let one fly? Right now, however, 0-0 the score with 5 minutes played, and Louis Lux on the ball trying to cut one in between the defenders, just doesn't get there. And ooh, I think that's too late. I think that's offside. Yeah, flag goes up, called back, but that was so close.
Yeah, well saw by the linesman. Ball played over the top just a little bit too, just a little bit delayed compared to the run of Ginola. Make something happen. Well defended though by Fabinho, as looks to come forward once again, and we're seeing Fabinho come forward with a lot of pace, trying to use these over the top balls, these runs from his attackers, and definitely one of the strongest tactics so far this FIFA is send your players on long runs. If they're still pushed up to the halfway line, you send your player on a run, you play that over the top ball. You can see here Louis' team is very much sitting a high line up against the halfway line. I'll drop back towards them now, but yeah, definitely defending a high line there.
Absolutely. Fabinho has already played a few games. He managed to draw his first best of 1, 2-2 versus Zero 09X, and then managed to win 2-1 against this same Zero 09X. 4 points from that first double encounter, and that put him in the rankings with a good first showing. Although those are the only 2 games he has played so far. Looking to get one against Louis Lux. There he goes off the mark once again in the 17th, 16th minute, I should say. Louis Lux now on the back foot, but still instantly from the kickoff going at his opponent. Still not scared. Of course, why should he be? He was the number 3 last season, made it to the grand finals, and of course was number 3 in the regular season rankings as well, if I recall correctly. I'm gonna just grab that, but he was actually number 2 before Abdoubrown and Cicinho, right behind Shadoow, although right now he is behind Fabinho. He's trailing this game, which is supposed to be an exciting game. There we go. Fabinho is another one. Yaya Toure from distance, just outside of the box, but doesn't get it past the defenders. And now Louis Lux on the other end.
Yeah, Lucio looking to defend, but does well for pace. Ronaldo on the ball, maybe looking to chance creation, but the double step over into the exit just goes right into the defender, gets it back to Ronaldo once again. Lucio looking to defend, as does win the ball back, Lewis. Mbappe, good tackle from Lucio once again to cut out to intercept that ball, and that's why we're saying Lucio, one of the best centre-backs in the game. So good at just catching the offence out with passes, making those interceptions.
Yeah, Louis Trierweiler, or Louis Lux as we know him, 18 years old only, also one of the youngest players, although he's one of the more experienced young players. Now he's going to concede a bit off the through ball over the top, and just links up very well, heading it wide for his forward to strike, and then 2-0, the good to the good, and then it's Louis Lux back foot once again, chasing the game, and that's tough because especially as we see this ball flying over the top, and almost I think Ronaldo getting on good Lewis Lux, although he doesn't clear the danger very well. Yaya Toure steps in between to save something for Louis Weiler, but he's in a rough spot, although he can put a ball in here for Ronaldo. That's a good ball roll. Pele, a lot of Brazilians up front, Kylian Mbappe and Kunku, the Leipzig man. A lot of same could be said about this young man, Jude Bellingham. But through the defense of Fabinho. And I was gonna say, Trierweiler has already played 2 games against Alex B FIFA, and he managed to draw 3 versus 3, but lost the other game 1 versus 2. So he only has 1 point yet, so he can't afford to lose both these games against Fabinho. But right now, no. But Trierweiler has carved out a few opportunities, but needs to be ending.
Just needs to be a little bit more careful with the ball. We're seeing it get intercepted quite a lot, but that is Fabinho's incredible defending, doing a really good job of predicting these passes. That's a lovely ball in behind. Ronaldo through on goal, 1v1 with the keeper, looks to ball roll, and can he get the final shot off? No. Did by Fabinho once again, really clean defending. He thought the go. Fabinho looking to make it 3. Ginola, green time finish. And that is the 3rd goal. And that is just absolutely incredible attack and play.
Yeah, and that's one of those moments for an 18-year-old. Mental blow is immense. Just before halftime, when you think that you're scoring a goal to put yourself in between in of your opponent once again, make versus 1, then suddenly you get 3-0 on the score, but then back to the drawing board. I do hope that Lewis Lux can pull himself back from this in the second half, or maybe even in the first. Oh, so close. I think that's 5 goals. But add up like that, so he's still on 0. And he close to Ronaldo, and this was a good opportunity he carved out for himself as well. That's glimpses of hope that we've seen from Lewis Lux, that he's not quite out of this game just yet, George.
No, he's definitely not out of the game yet. We got a quick glimpse at the match facts. Probably not as fair as the game has been going. We've seen a couple of chances go the way of Louis Lux, and he has been getting opportunities. Whether they've been going in, obviously they haven't so far. Goalkeeper doing a good job at that, and definitely Lucio doing a fantastic job defending as well. But for Fabinho, he's solid coming forward, making the most out of these opportunities, using the skill moves to create that little bit of space between the attacker and the defender. And really showing his class so far in this game, coming back into the tournament looking good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Every time he goes 1-on-1, he times it green, doesn't he? He doesn't make any mistakes in the offensive part of the pitch.
No, it really doesn't make any mistakes. Offensive part of the pitch, like you said. Finish so important this year on the power shots. Looking forward, they are quite strong. Maybe not so much for the finesse shots outside of the box. We don't tend to see these being used much by the pro players, but we do see them using it a lot in the attack and third inside of the box, looking for these nice, really clean power shots across goal, using that green time finish to perfection. And that it's another one of those that it's a skill gap, using that green time finish, not letting it, not orange, making it green every time. And working really, really well here so far for Fabinho. For Lewis, though, we just need to see him, like you say, that ball in the final third a little bit more, just slow it down, try and get those chances a little bit more straight up.
Absolutely, yeah. Fabinho, he's managed to win against Kim S. Oh, inside of the post and out, but the rebound is there. Fabinho makes it with another big goal, 4-0 right now, and you have to start wondering, is it time for Lewis Lux to start thinking about that second tie in this two-legged matchup? I was gonna say Fabinho was so strong in pre-qualifiers, winning 9-5 against Nairodinho, although a big chance maybe for Lewis Lux. No, good defending by Fabinho. And then Fabinho managed to win against Kim S 7-2. Kim was here in the last season of Post Esports Masters. Put himself very, very well indeed. That is Kim Senpai. He managed to finish in the 8th position of the 16 players last season. So it goes to show what Fabinho can do when he beats him that well. With just 2 in the pre-qualifier. Now Fabinho on the ball once again. 55 minutes have been played, almost 4-0 in his favor. And Lewis Lux, you have to wonder what's going through his mind right now.
Well, obviously, goal difference is a massive contribution in these tournaments. We'll have to see if he can pull a few goals back, or to at least boost his morale a little bit. Chance, Kylian Mbappe, the pass. Once again, absolutely beautiful defending with the interception. A tough chance to make, when to the centre backs, it really is difficult. But Ronaldo it down. Oh my word! It's absolutely clinical from El Fenomeno, top right-hand corner. Another lovely goal for Fabinho.
Yeah, exactly. Another level of play from Fabinho. He is himself absolutely without any feelings of compassion for his opponent. Look at that. He whips in another cross and puts it in. Links up well with the header. Ginola once again on the board. That's a few for him right now. 6-0 Fabinho. Isn't any doubt as to who is winning this first matchup, the two-legged tie.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, for Lewis? When you're looking at it from the inside out, it's a very game to take. Not just looking at it as it's a 6-0 result. From the goal difference perspective as well in the future of the tournament. 6 goals is a lot to concede, but we'll have to see if he can rake some of that back in the second game, because obviously it's still another second game to be played where he could potentially pick up some points. He would have to switch his play style up a little bit and make. So far he's had opportunities, just needs to try and seal up those little leaks at the back. So far.
Yeah, absolutely. Lewis Lux only 2 points behind Shadoow in last regular season of season 3. He had 68 points. Shadoow ended up with 70, although we have to say that Abdoubrown also had 68 points. It was the goal difference of plus 52 that has put Lewis Lux. Well, no, it was actually the result against Abdoubrown, which was in favor of Lewis Lux, which put him on top for that second spot. Although in the end, it doesn't really matter, with the exception of a bit of difference in prize. Way more prize money to be won at the grand finals than in the regular season. It's the same as last year. This year, once again, that's the case. So in the end, if you finish top 4, you're going to be happy either way. And then you're going to want to show everything that you've got at the playoffs. Do you think that Lewis Lux, he has a tough start this season, and we've seen more and more talent enter the fray this season? Do you think Lewis Lux, a young player, 18 years old, still has what it takes to turn this around and maybe get back in the competition for a spot?
Yeah, definitely. It's something we spoke about towards the start of the broadcast. This season is the most packed season we've had so far in terms of talent. We've got returning players at the top of their game. We've obviously got returning players from previous seasons as well. So yeah, I don't think Lewis should take too much negative out of this. Obviously you want to break down the game, you want analysis on it, and try and find out what mistakes happened. But I don't think it should be a big red flag, a big alarm bell, because you come up against players sometimes and they have your number. They are just finding these goals and finding these chances that just keep going in. You can't beat yourself up over it. I feel like he definitely is going to bounce back, but Fabinho looking for another chance. It's green time finish. Alisson just can't handle these shots so far today. Has it? I don't want to say, has he saved anything yet, but has he saved anything yet?
yeah, and you have to wonder. Alisson, one of the best keepers in the world, if not the best keeper in the world a few seasons ago. You must be wondering where that confidence went, because right now on the digital pitch, but also on the real pitch as well, some of these Liverpool players, you as a Liverpool fan or someone who watches a lot of matches for them, how do you feel? How do you even get to such a point as a player who was top of the world a few seasons ago and now seems to be struggling?
It's all about the team dynamic and how the team's feeling, not as much the individuals in my eyes. You know, team mentality and team fortitude is so important, especially of sports in general. You know, we can talk about esports and how, you look at teams, the background staff is very important to have that solid mental capacity. And for Liverpool, they do have very sassy, but it's just they've been having off performances, they've been having injuries, and it is tough because it does impact everybody. As we see another chance, Alisson does come out to claim this time. Obviously, the mental game, this is something where Lewis just needs to realise, right, I've lost this game, this one is done, I'm going to go on and then we'll try my best again.
Yeah, for sure. Wipe the slate clean. Just maybe try and get something for your confidence, but he does get a shot off, not on target between this and definitely not under the crossbar. 7-0, there's the ending whistle, and Fabinho takes this one comfortably. Gonna write it down. Luis Trierweiler, we've seen him do phenomenally well last season, second in the regular season, and of course winning the third place decider against Cicinho, another man with huge experience, back then 27 years old, one of the veterans of the Luxembourgish scene, one of the crown jewels, I should say, as well, because he has been Luxembourgish champion quite a few times. Do you feel like it's a matter of time before Luis Lux would be able to reach a level like that, where like Senior had in the past, where you could be national champion?
No, definitely. You've said that obviously Lewis is a young player. You know, lots of time to improve his game and to have the attempts to become the champion, and that's something that obviously comes with time. Obviously, time is on his side, so that's obviously a big thing. But yeah, no, we've seen in this game he can create chances, he can do that. But when you're coming up against Fabinho, obviously it's going to be a tough day at the office. But looking forward to the game too. Just mental reset. Remember why you're in the tournament, where you've proved all here in this tournament, to be honest. So looking at the next game forward, just needs to be confident in his play. So
yeah, absolutely. It's the third season Lux is competing right now in the fourth season of Post Esports Masters. He managed the fourth place finish in the regular season of Post Esports Masters 21. Like I said, second place finish in 22. So it has been an uphill. It has been a good line for him going up when it comes to placements. Of course, it's tougher than ever to still go up from there, from that second place finish last season, especially as we have more talent than ever competing. However, I think I agree with what you say. He just has to forget about try and get 3 points on the board for himself. It would take a lot of pressure off his young shoulders. But like you said, he's only 18 years old, and still a few years before he hits his mental prime, so to speak, especially if you consider that as an esporter you'll be playing your best between 20-25, I suppose. Here we go, Fabinho off the mark with what a goal outside of the foot, a left unleashed, coming down just under the crossbar just in time. What an absolute greatly. And then as Luis Lux, you have to wonder, how am I going to stop this man from scoring?
Yeah, beautiful effort from Cap de Villa. I guess we that one, the Travella. It has been nerfed a few times so far in FIFA 23, but that didn't stop him there. A beautiful green timed effort. What on earth is Lewis going to stop this man from keep going and scoring goals? Just scoring them for fun from outside of the area. Just needs they're a little bit faster, but I don't think anybody could have expected that. Lovely pings ball over the top to Kylian Mbappe. Goalkeeper comes out, and Alisson does well. Sweeper keeper doing his defensive duties.
Yeah, it wasn't even much of a chance. Like you said, we didn't expect that, but he just unleashed it and perfectly timed it as well. Far corner, Fabinho coming at Luis Lux again. Many men pouring forward, a lot of blue jerseys right outside the box. Good defending on Luis Lux. And here with the white kids again from right to left this time. And right now, let's see if he can get himself. Let's cap the Fila as well. Yaya Toure on the field. It's not about the players that. Fabinho has been absolutely unstoppable today. But let's see what happens when an unstoppable meets an immovable object, because I have a feeling that Lewis Lux is going to be wanting his revenge right now. Here he comes. Good cross, whips in. A good low cross. Gets on the end of it, but well defended by Fabinho. You have to say he's so calm in those situations.
Yeah, it's difficult twisting and turning there with Mbappe. Even got the green time finish on the shot, but obviously got blocked.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with Fabinho. He's defending so cool, so calmly, not really pressing too much, just waiting for the defender to come in. And again, blocking off the lanes, goes to cut off the pass to the player. He's just making isolated men, so it's making it so difficult for Lewis to come forward.
Absolutely. While I'm finishing my Post Esports Masters bottle of water, here we go with Fabinho on the ball once again. 20 minutes have been played, already 1-0 up, but Lewis Lux had a good chance just now. It was just really perfect defending from Fabinho on that end. Let's see if he can be perfect on this end. Oh, that's good defending on Lewis Lux as well. Gets in between, otherwise that would have been 2-0. I'm 100% sure of it, even with Alisson under the bar. Jude Bellingham, Capdevila. Here we go. Yaya Toure, a man who had a spectacular season with 16 goals from midfield from Manchester City. You probably hate to hear statistics from that season, back when City was starting to be very, very good and a team to be reckoned with. Liverpool, of course, a lot more history. And I'm thinking about Jude Bellingham as one of the guys who maybe could solve a few of those problems in the Liverpool midfield, couldn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. Going to be an expensive purchase, but definitely definitely one for the future, though, you've got to say. Would definitely get your money's worth there, as the offside flag is indeed raised. But yeah, you know, I feel like there are a lot of players that Liverpool could look to buy to solidify their midfield, but Jude Bellingham, obviously one of them. Lovely ball from the overlap. Capdevila, low shooting, great chance creation from Fabinho, but not the man you really wanted to fall to. Only 76 shooting on Capdevila.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't he have crossed it there? Shouldn't he have tried to... Well, it wasn't going to be a sweaty goal because there was a defender in between, so it was going to be a hard pass to play, but you have to feel like if he squared it, he might have gotten on the end of it.
Yeah, could have potentially looked for the pass across goal, but look, Fabinho's going to create more opportunities. He's making a lot of chances here in this game already, and we're 32 minutes into the game, so I think he's just more focused on is the pass across goal there right now? Not particularly. Is the shot there? Shot across goal? Can I green time finish it? He didn't green time finish it, but if he did, it might have gone in.
It's offside for Lewis Lux. Unfortunate, because that was a pocket of space that he could have maybe gotten the better of Fabinho in. There we go. Ball over the top. Can't get on the end of it because it's Lewis Lux who steps in between. Still just one goal down. That's good movement there. Look at that. Double scissor move. And then in the end, it's Kevin De Bruyne who gets back possession for the team of ex-Fabinho, who is a bit sloppy in possession here on the opposing half. He gives it back to Lewis Lux, who is now trying to get something done, but it's so hard, and once again the ball splashes in midfield, and once again it's Fabinho to try and build something with only 5 minutes left to play in the first half.
Yeah, Lewis Lux trying his best to get the ball forward, but still really well defending from making sure Ronaldo falls to Ginola. Red time finish. Alisson can come to claim, and that could have been it should have been the second goal for Fabinho, really. But so far, this game's been a lot more open, and Lewis has been doing a fantastic job at keeping himself in this one.
Absolutely. Field no needed, but a bit of a warning from the referee before the half movement. There he goes, Kylian Mbappe drags it back. There's Pele. Oh, in defending by Fabinho, and here he comes, tries to get another opportunity, but it's too late because Lewis Lux worked the timer really well to make sure there wasn't a counter opportunity there. You have to say, compared to the first leg, Lewis Lux is starting to get a feel of how Fabinho is playing, and is starting to counter it way better.
Yeah, definitely. Starting to get involved with this game and starting to realize, I do have an opportunity here in this second game, but he needs to keep it to that one goal so far. He needs to just make sure Fabinho doesn't have any more chances, needs to then find himself back level at 1-1. And so far, doing a good job of it. Since that goal went in, there have been a couple of opportunities for Fabinho, but there have also been chances going the other way for Lewis Lux.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about getting involved, get involved at home as well. All of you out there watching us right now, make sure that !play in the chat, and then you'll be automatically competing for PSN cards. We'll be handing them out right after the break with the marble game. So be sure to hit !play, put it in the chat, and you'll be competing for a nice little prize. Always trying to. Thank you all for watching. And right now, good combination. Lewis Lux finally in the box of Fabinho. Look at the angle. Good keeping, but a corner kick given. And the short corner not taken. That opportunity. Oh, look at that. Hats it over the crossbar. 5 minutes played in the second half. Lewis Lux already carved out 2 big chances for himself.
Great Lewis Lux there, really good opportunities. Great goalkeeper movement though from Fabinho to make sure that the shot wouldn't come from Ronaldo. It was a really nice bit. Make sure, even though the goalkeepers do a good job, sometimes you've got to take control and sometimes you've got to move the keeper a little bit, make sure no shots at the near post come through. But it's coming up here for Lewis Lux. Chances are starting to come. He's for the ball. I definitely see it go rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to say he deserves it, doesn't he, Lewis Lux? Look at this. Ooh. Great chance, great opportunity created by Ronaldo. Puts it onto Edwin van der Sar. The Dutchman slaps it wide. We're going to see another corner. Lux ready in 10 minutes in the second half. He comes out of the cages running. Like you said, you have to hit the ground running. He didn't do so in the first leg, but this second leg, even though he went down early on in the match, he looks to be scoring sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah, very true. Starting to bounce back here and starting to get opportunities. So we will have to see if he can bounce back. But we're seeing this happen quite a lot. The first matches can be close. We've seen it a couple of times tonight. It's been close, but the second leg is always when both players kind of get involved and there's a bit of a tussle for possession, a little bit of a tussle for chances. And definitely in this game, we're seeing a much, much closer affair. And Lewis still in with a massive chance to potentially look to pick up points, but right now, he needs mindset on getting that goal to bring him level.
Absolutely. Fabinho now trying to link up with his striker. Just doesn't reach him. Ronaldo was there as well, ready to pounce if that went for a rebound situation. However, Lewis Lux on the other end, this match is very pacey. Look at that, 190 miles an hour all the time. Going left, going right. This time it's Lewis Lux. Great shot, gets one off. I think another corner because the defender steps in. If he didn't get a foot on that with his defender, that might have been the equalizer. Well done by Fabinho, stepping in between once again. That's onto the penalty area by Lewis Lux. He's had 3 corners now. He's had 3 big opportunities as well, but so far hasn't been able to score. You have to feel for this young lad because against Fabinho, it's just not going his way so far.
Yeah, you have to feel for him. It's been tough because he's been getting the opportunities, but Fabinho's just doing a great job. He's pressing with one, and then he's got the second one following up just behind him. So one of them makes the tackle, the other one goes for perfectly here so far for Fabinho. Looking really difficult, looking like an impenetrable fortress, right? But looking at Lewis, I feel like there is a chance coming. There will be one golden opportunity before that full-time whistle blows. Let's see if he can get it.
Absolutely, yeah. Trying to skip past midfield, but then defender steps in between once again for Fabinho. That's good positioning for him with his back line stepping up when it's mattered most. And Capdevila whips in a cross to the far post, but Afonso Davies, the only man there, Oh, look at that. Given away. A little bit of a present. Ronaldo puts it on the keeper. Alisson Becker once again needed. But Lewis Lux defends comfortably there. Stays calm under immense pressure, you have to say. And now a 4 versus 6 situation doesn't quite go his way. Fabinho down the other end. 15 minutes left to go in regular time. And look at that through ball from Fabinho. That's absolutely spectacular. Brilliant finish as well. Fabinho 2-0. When the pressure is piled on, he's at his absolute best. Oh, the defense is perfect. And then on the other end, strikes once again. Right now, Lewis Lux will be beating himself because, oh man, he should have equalized. He could have equalized, but suddenly it's in on the other end.
Yeah, like a tiger pouncing on his prey there. Fabinho found the ball in the perfect position and found the back of the net. You know, what can you say about this game? Lewis has been so unlucky. You can see the changes now coming through. We'll have to see who they are on the scoreboard, but yeah, he's been trying his best, hasn't he? He's been creating opportunities, been staying in the match at 1-0, but unfortunately, Fabinho finding that break point, Fabinho finding that chance to go just 2 goals away, and that is what makes it so much harder to get back involved. When you go 2 goals down, it makes it so much harder. Aloran can't quite find the ball at his feet, but there is still a chance for Lewis. There's 10 minutes left. If now, you never know.
Yeah, for sure. He has created a lot of opportunities, mainly in the second half. Look at that through ball coming in on the left side hand. Alphonso Davies, so pacey, reaches the back line, can put one in. Oh, close enough, but good defending once again, although that almost goes amiss. Fabinho once again on the ball, trying to play out from under that pressure. It's getting harder and harder with every minute that goes by. Lux, but he does get possession back early on. Doesn't let Fabinho reach the halfway line anymore. Although that lofted through ball attempt is very good. At the very least, it buys him some. And right now we're nearing, once again, the final 5 minutes of this match. Well, final 5 digital minutes. Don't blink your eyes because they might be over soon. Fabinho with the throw in. And George, can you see this being put right by Lewis Lux?
Yeah, I can't see him get back into it now at this point, you know, with such a short amount of time left. But I say that, you never know. Ronaldo bring the ball forward. Hakimi looking to make the tackle. Can't quite find turn. But the ball will be did. As I say that, as we come down to the dying embers of the 90 minutes, additional minutes to be added on. Fabinho just playing the perfect game. You know, 7-0 in the first one, 2 in the second. Just playing so well. Such clean football. Might even get a third here. Mbappe chips it over the keeper. Defender should get there.
Close enough. Yeah. Gets there just in time. Keeps it at 2-0, but he knows it's over right now. And to think that the absolutely glorious matchups. We've seen some tense affairs as well. And this second one was all we could have hoped for. Lewis Lux made it very, very hard on Fabinho, who finally manages to score. I have to feel like he might have been a little bit deflated, but Lewis Lux still kept trying.
Yeah, he kept fighting and showed his resilience in that game, definitely. And, you know, that's why we've seen him in the competition many times before. That's why we've seen him do well in the competition before, third and second in previous runnings out. And, yeah, all back. It was a great game, but Coutinho just some incredible attacking talent, really. And some of the interceptions were, you know, how has he intercepted that?
Yeah, absolutely insane. Very insane matchup about to come up in the fourth of the day. The fourth set is between Abdoubrown, the man from Kaio, and of course the red, or Kaifas, the man who came in 5th in the last regular season. Let's see how they fare. But break, I'd like to point out to you once more that there's peanuts to be won tonight. We're going out. I'm sorry, this is going to be the last one coming. We already gave away 2. Ivy Smokers managed to win 1. Anes Tunisian managed to win 1 as well. One more go. This is the game. Of course, George, that last match coming up. How do you feel these guys stack up against each other? Abdoubrown or the red? Short answer. Who do you expect to win?
Brown.
Abdoubrown, yeah, reigning champion. Surely he has what it takes to win it all again this season. We're about to find out as we head into our final break of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, see you soon.
ここ見と西とこだ。お話しますみや。Hey, baby. Mama.
Wipe your nose like Kleenex. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm tryna be what I'm dreaming. Can't fall asleep, I ain't eating. Oh, yeah.
Juice, and let me smoke this tropical weed. B, I got the maddest of flavors. Don't think that this shit comes cheap. So, bitch, don't moan when I charge 15 for a D. Just a little nigga in his zone. Grind hard, can't stay on these streets. Rich mash and I'm doing it all. Dip splash and I'm getting in peak. I'm in the field all day. No time for these stupid neeks. Come, bitch, come my way. Just watch how veteran speaks. Tooled up on the left for my prey. The Wiggins don't want me to eat. Man, the hood's all. I wish I could just make my pee, but these bitches on me, so you know I can't lack. The Jake boys really on my back, got me in and out of court, got me feeling a twat. And it's all my fault, cause I'm always getting caught like I'm better than that. The feds got like 10 of the gang, 3 R1, 3 Mats, 3 Taz. Rest in peace with my brothers, RP Jets, RP T bands. I built a sweet one with a mean kickback. When I think about my bros, RP with my brothers, gorgeous thing, amazing round. Smiles when the pack came in, now we gotta break this down. In and out. Just amazing round. What she do with that shit? I didn't even make a sound. Couple draw outs came in, now we gotta take them out. Don't slip, come on niggas got it no doubt. Stay stocked up real shit, the plug don't see no drought. Bro said he got a move, cool, show me the ins and outs. Said quick, we're in and we're out. If he's giving it up, then we're putting him down. Around. If the line goes stiff, then I'm hitting the strip and I percolate town. Said he got bits of the loud, what bits of the loud, bro, ring right now. I'm trying to make a killing right now. Fuck that bitch, I ain't with it right now. Why this bitch wanna grab on my jumper? I thought I was a one hit. Somewhere she'll fuck her. More about these blunt replies, or these replies only gonna get blunter. Other side with some fantasy knives. Shit, you don't really wanna butt this cutter. I love going round just cause number. My mum play, I would have no joke, boy, take my life off and I gotta stay with my Smiles when the pack came in, now we gotta break this down. In and out with the gorgeous thing, that was an amazing round. What she do with that shit? I didn't even make a sound. Couple draw outs came in, now we gotta take them out. Don't slip. Niggas got stay stocked up real shit, the plug. Gotta move cool, show me the ins and outs. Said quick, we're in and we're out.
You can catch me running through hell. I'm ready to go. You can catch me running through hell. I don't know where the time went. Catch me. You can catch me running through hell. Yes, I'm ready to go. I don't even know where the time went. I don't know where the time went. Way too much time spent amongst the hellfire flames, burning all dry away. Madness in my brain, it's turning a war. So this not my home anymore. But I will purge the sadness away, purge the
that's away. That's away. And cause I be damned. Yeah, I be damned if the madness don't go away. You can catch me running through hell. Yes, I'm ready to go. I don't even know when. I don't know where the time went. Way too much time spent in my fire flames, burning all joy away. Madness in my brain, turning a war zone. A war zone, a war zone. I'm not tired of running. I'm tired of running. Yeah, fighting with my goddamn self. The man's been taking over, but the show ain't over yet, and that's not how my story's gonna end. Catch me running through hell. Yes, I'm ready to go. I don't even know where the time went. I don't know where the time went. Way too much time spent amongst the hellfire flames, burning all joy away. Madness in my brain, turning a war so. Regular ways, yeah. Shorty, she see that I'm on. Already know that I'm paid. I've been a beast, I just got off the leash and I'm breaking right out of the cage. She wanna hop on the wave. Told her to hop on my face. It's too late for that. The way you be need to fuck. Wish you back. It's a fact. Showing love is too late for that. Showing you memories, I'm erasing that. Gotta go, I'm escaping that. Matter of fact, I'm upgrading. Got me a couple of dimes in my rotation. Wanna bigger than no conversation. Ain't time, too much celebrating. Another day, another dog. Now she want me as a crush. She want me to eat it like lunch. Make the look go fall in love. If I was to give you a chance, I promise it'd only be one. Find out you take it for granted. You get it left in the past tense. Can't treat me. I just said your ex, he left you trash. Just because you sad and damaged, don't give you the right to hand it out. But it's too late now, yeah, it's too late now, yeah. Had to upgrade from my regular ways, yeah. Shorty, she see that I'm on. Already know that I'm paid. I've been a beast, I just got off the leash and I'm breaking right out of the cage. She wanna hop on the wave. Told her to hop on my face. It's too late for that. Gave you a part of my heart, I wish I could take it back. Wish I could take it back, yeah. If we just love, it's too late for that, yeah. It be too late to show me I love. It be too late for the kisses and hugs. Play with my heart, baby girl, you a dog. But I know it was lost. Now that boy fly, he lit, he up. All of a sudden I'm so let's know I cannot forget what little shawty was like when I didn't have none. Back in the days I was down on my luck. Ain't nobody around me. I went out of my way just to give you my trust. You took it so that you could drown me. Now I'm swimming in cash, I done got to the bag. Had to cut out that fake look from around me. My heart been getting colder and colder.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. 4th season of Post Esports Masters. This is the FIFA competition, and of course we've got Clash Royale coming up as well as Rocket League. 3 big games. Big is to be won as well, mainly for the people who the finals. Let's see who gets it. I think continue with as one of the favorites to take one of those 4 spots at the end of the competition and at the top of the rankings. Right now, we gave away another PSN card. Is Francois Digital winning it after, of course, Enes Tunisien and Ivy Smoke. Congrats to these young lads or misses. And right now, we're about to mass of the day, and of course, it's going to be between the Red, and of course, last Abdoubrown has managed to win it. George, I don't think we can say much about this except what you already said before the break, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. You know, Abdoubrown, he's one of the top tier talents in the tournament, all the T's. And yeah, it's going to be impressive to see how he gets on because, I've seen a little bit of him playing in tournaments. That's all. The only word you can say is impressive. He is an incredible player to watch. But coming up against another talent in the Red 28, who is no slouch. You can't write off this guy right off the bat. We need to have a look at him and say, well, he's a very talented guy coming into this one. He's one of the masters. We're literally putting it on the name card. He is one of the masters. So 2 masters going head to head. Who's going to win? Who's going to take it?
It's gonna be very close, and this is one of the Masters games. Is also because the Red was the number in the regular season last year. It was so close to making it to the offline finals. I've got his here. From 30 games played, he managed to gather 59 points. He had a goal difference of plus 31. Very, very well done. And of course, 66 points, and in the end took 4. So it's Luis Caifas. He's 20 years old. He became 20 on the 1st of February, excuse me. He's a Belgian player, actually in the National E Academy. So one of the young players eligible to maybe make it into the proper squad of the E Nation series sometime. Right now, dogs just yet, but he's one of the prospects on the list of Michael van der Heijden, the Belgian coach of the national team. He has been keeping tabs on this young man, and of course, for a reason, because he's been doing so well at Post Esports Masters. He played a tournament at the Anderlecht Stadium. He managed to get one of the top placings there, and he's a former Fortnite competitor. Managed to do well in esports competitions online there as well. But FIFA was the first game that he played some offline tournaments in, and all that experience for a young player, you have to say that he has a bit of a chance to go up to Brown. But of course, Abdu, well, we need to be honest, he is going to be the favorite for maybe even every match he plays this season, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get that luxury, the champion of the last season. You get the luxury of everybody going, well, this guy is incredibly good. He proved it last season. But, when you come up against another top player and it's in a big scenario, it's in the first stream of the year, first stream of the season, it is going to be a big task for him. But, we'll have to see how he goes. Because it's one player that is for the future, and you're looking at it as, he's a player that wants to develop and go up against these top players and his craft. But yeah, Abdoubrown, it's gonna be a tough game for the Red, as it always will be when you're coming up against these kind of players.
Oh yeah, I think you've put it well. A player for the future, that's Luis Caifas for sure. The 28. Then of course, man who is living it right now. His best form. He is on absolute fire. And I've got some statistics from last season from him. I'll whip them up on my second screen. His win rate was 70%. He had 21 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses. So he had a lower win rate than Louis Trierweiler or Louis Lux. But obviously he had a lot less losses. He had 120 goals scored. He conceded many goals for someone who ends up on top. But this was during the regular season. If we add some of those grand final statistics, it will look even better. So he scores 4 goals per game. He had 1.9 goals received per game. Okay. But still, and the most goals he scored in one game were 10. So absolutely insane. And you have to say, Abdoubrown is one of those guys that can can go back to back. We haven't seen it happen just yet in Post Esports Masters. Our winners were Ex Fabinho, then Fuari Klas, and then of course Abdoubrown last season. But I think he might be the first to actually pull it off this season.
Yeah, I mean, as you obviously, we go deeper into how many seasons we've had. Obviously, the chances that we get a back-to-back winner is higher and higher. And when you look at a player like Abdoubrown, obviously a top player playing in top form, looking to win as much as possible, and that starts here. That starts on this very day. He wants to go out, have the best game possible, and show everybody what he's worth and what he's made of. And for the Red, he's definitely playing the underdog role here. He's playing the player that has to play the upset. He has to try and come out a little bit of a stoppage to him. He needs to try and find that early goal. But obviously, as we've seen, 4 goals per game he averages, but he also concedes 2 goals for game. So,
that's some at my statistics from the season before Post Esports 21. Back then, Abdoubrown had the strongest defense. This is going to sound weird. He had 89 goals conceded, so way more. But they played way more games back then. So he had the strongest defense. He was top league 20, so the first season, 3 seasons ago. Well, 4 seasons ago by now. Plays for Gaming is 28 years old, and you're seeing teams right now. I think that's the Red who is streaming, and of course Abdoulaye Niang, the full name of Abdoubrown. He has already played a few games this season in Master game. He managed to win both of his meetings with Saro 09X, 3 versus 2 and 2 versus 1, so close affair. And then a 0-3 and a 2-2 draw against Vladil. So interesting results, but looking to add a few wins today, although against the Red.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a very good game here as we are out of the pause. Ginola ships out wide towards yeah, trying to find the holes in the defence. Important. Doing it with the offside trap, making sure. Nice. The ball to Ronaldo, makes attack immediately with Yaya Toure. Great defending from Abdoubrown.
Yeah, absolutely. Abdoubrown running at full speed. The Red, of course, playing in the red and white kits. These are the Arsenal kits, you could say. And you have to hate to see it as a fan, as a Liverpool man yourself. But here we go with Arsenal against a team that seems to be wearing jerseys that resemble a little bit those of Bruce. And here we go with Abdoulaye Niang in the yellow kits, playing from right to left. And there we go with maybe potentially the first chance to be created here. It's going to be Abdoulaye on the left side channel, running it in. Ferland Mendy reaching the back line. Of course, some French in there for the... You know, well, a lot of French players in there because obviously he has Kylian Mbappé in there into the mix. One of the most popular players currently, and you have to say that 97 rated card looks so good.
Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible card, and seeing a lot of mirror matchups today of the teams that we're seeing. You know, we're seeing a lot of Ronaldo's, we're seeing a lot of Mbappe, Ginola. It's very obvious. I think this is the first time we're seeing Kante today, actually. Also, Ferland Mendy, ball played over the top by Ronaldo to Kylian Mbappe, who finds a space. And the clear-headedness, just the clarity to see Toure in an open position to find the pass across goal. And this is why we're saying is so talented, because he just sees the players, he sees the parts moving, and goal 16 minutes in.
Exactly, yeah. It's so easy, exact spot where the ball is. But this man also always has an eye on the map, it seems, and also has an eye on his fellow strikers, where reach them best, and what are the lines that I can't play the ball without seeing the keeper pounce on it, or the defender maybe put a sliding tackle in. And he does that tremendously well once again. 19 minutes played right now, 1-0 the score in favor of. And he's looking for more. Although There we go. The ball poached from the red. Us trying to go the other way. Can he get in there? Of the young Luxembourg. There he goes. Unleashes an absolute rocket. Note for the keeper, timed very, very well. And you have to say this match is bringing, so far, everything that we expected and hoped to see.
Everything we expected and more, I think, to say the least, Rene. A lovely start to this game, a goal for either side. And exactly what we want to see from our Masters of the Day matchup. Yaya Toure on the ball for Abdoubrown, gives it to Mbappe. Green time finish, but it is offside. Linesman doing a good job there. 25 minutes in without a goal for both sides. Neither player yet to really solidify a grasp on the game. Both of them still fighting for possession, fighting for a foothold in the match. And which way is it going to go? Who do you think is going to get the next goal? Because I feel like it's been fairly even so far this game.
Yeah, definitely fairly even, a bit up and down. We're going left, we're going right. But I have to say that Abdoubrown has had a bit more possession. But while I'm saying this, the red is having a lengthy spell of possession, almost carving out another chance. But I have to say the best opportunities so far were Abdoubrown's. So I feel like it might still be going his way, especially with that marauding run down the left-hand channel. Could have launched the ball over the top, but he felt like keeping possession was the best choice there, and I have to say he's probably right, because he's already reached the edge of the penalty area with a lot of yellow jerseys to choose from right here. Ginola, one of his French players, and N'Golo Kante. We're seeing a lot of French influences, and Cuckoo as well. There he goes into Ginola. Good scoop turn. Yaya Toure in midfield, and then the four defenders in front of him. Hopefully the red takes over. 35 minutes played, 1-1 the score. But I have to feel like Abdoubrown was not too happy with a 1-1 scoreline, although it's better reflecting of the game than a score in favor of one of these players, I have to say.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like both players have had an even amount of chances. You know, obviously Abdoubrown has had a little bit more of the ball. We saw him there just in that possession play. He used up about 10 minutes of in-game time trying to create that play, but it's a lot less frantic watching these two players play. It's a lot less, they move the ball a lot less slower. They're more clinical, more tactical with their play, and we are seeing a much slower game come out because both of these players know you make one mistake against each other and that will be where the goal comes from. You know, we saw it. The red got his goal through a little bit of a defensive mistake from Abdoubrown, but beautiful, beautiful capitalization on that mistake. And that is one of the biggest things in this game and in this high level of play. You've just got to be able to capitalize when you notice those mistakes do happen, or they're not even necessarily always mistakes. It's more, you know, you see there, the slight slip in the left creates that little bit of an overlap in order to make the space happen.
Yeah, absolutely. The young Belgian player from the great area, Louis Gaivas, trying to carve out another opportunity, and he does so. Oh, what an absolute rocket! What a goal! Reaches the back line, whips it in, and then on the flying volley, what an absolutely phenomenal goal. That's going to be the best goal that we've seen today, George. Although I have missed two by looking at my statistics, but you know that.
Again, another absolutely beautiful ball played into the box. Legend providing an absolutely clinical finish. I don't care what goalkeeper you're putting in the net there. Had to come across goal, had to try and jump for it, but wow, what a goal that was. And honestly, in my opinion, a deserved victory, or sorry, not a victory, a deserved goal going at the half-time whistle.
Yeah, definitely. Puts him up 2-1, and Louis Gaivas, the red, we didn't to put up a good competition for Abdoubrown. We didn't expect him to come back from a 1-0 deficit strong early on in the first half. But the question is, can he hang on to it? Because we saw Quube do exactly the same in the second match against Pharaon, and then in the end he gave it away. Let's see if it happens again. Let's see if the red can hold on to this. He's got these red and white kits on the right side of the pitch this time. And there he goes. Great link-up play. Ronaldo, one-on-one. Maybe no, just one more defender to beat. And that's too much. Those defenders behind him was tugging his shirt a bit, I feel. So you have to say that he's smart team. And there he goes. Abdoubrown. Kunku, one of the fastest players on the pitch. Gonna reach the byline. Try and whip in a cross. Maybe try and bring in a low pass. It's not going to happen on the back of great defending by the Red, but have to get back in this.
And now it's the Reds' chance to hold on to the ball. Doesn't even want to hold on to the ball, just wants to fly forward, look for more opportunities. And I feel like that is the difference we've seen so far, is Abdoubrown's trying to play at a lot slower pace, trying to break down the defense, hold on to possession, really trying to smother the Red out of this game, make sure he can get hold of the ball. Oh, the Red, fantastic job at making sure he can't do that tactic to full degree. As we say that, Lucio in the box, not exactly who you want in the situation. And Mbappe's a lovely pass, cuts in with a shot, clinical, as you like, from Abdoubrown, as he levels it up at 2-2.
You see a spectacle like this. The masters of the day, of course, we did pick these guys for a reason, and they're showing everyone going up above and beyond the Call of Duty, I have to say, for the Red. But Abdoubrown just clinical getting back in this, and he comes in with the experience, with the patience of a 38-year-old veteran who has already won this competition. And he ended third in the regular season last year, but only on goal difference because he had just as much points as number 2 Lewis Lux. And this year he comes in with a big shiny gold trophy under his arm, but the Red is there to pounce with a huge opportunity, and he puts it in as well. He's so clinical in front of goal. He had 4 chances, he had 3 big goals, and one of those was an absolute beauty and probably the best goal we're gonna see this season, because that cross with that volley with which he scored the 2 versus 1, although this one was very nice to see as well. And look at that, he's coming in for more.
Yeah, he is. He's looking to come back to back and get another goal here against Abdoubrown. He smells blood in the water, but can he pounce on it once again? De Bruyne looks to give it to Mbappe. Lucio with a great tackle, the man who created that second goal for Abdoubrown, but wins it back here, the Red. Ronaldo, Lucio once again makes the interception happen. And yeah, the Red just really lightning fast on these counter-attacks, really the defence for missing certain key passes as Ronaldo slips through off the back of the defender, and Abdoubrown finds himself back in the game once again, level pegging. This game is just going back to back to back. Everybody's getting their goals, both teams neck and neck. It's like the final of an F1 car race, just absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely, yeah. Opportunistic through ball creates a chance that shouldn't actually even have been there.
100%.
It just goes through the sticks of the defender, it seemed like, or maybe underneath him. Could have stepped in between, didn't though, and Abdoubrown in a 1 versus 1, never gonna miss. But the same could be said from the Red, who once again goes in front. We have 20 minutes left to be played. How many goals are we gonna see? It's 4 versus 3 right now in favor of the Red, and my oh my, only.
Yeah, it's just the first leg of this absolutely classic Insta. It's been absolutely incredible. 4-3 though to the Red. Fantastic. Well, just so well played to keep his head in the game. Even when the opponent goes down the other end, finds a goal, he's just like, right, instantly, right, I need to go and score another now. Does it straight away. But at what point do you start thinking, well, instead of maybe focusing so much on scoring the goals, maybe we should be focusing on calming things down at the back, taking things a little bit slow. You've got Ronaldo from Abdoubrown goal. It was one of those moments where he took the chance and it paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if we only see half the spectacle that we're seeing in the second leg, I'm going to be thanking my lucky chops. Here we go with Abdoubrown coming. Force once. Doesn't feel like. Can we see the Red getting another great counter? Oh, that should have been there as well. Another moment like the one Abdoubrown just had, where a pass just connects with a teammate. Oh, it's just wide of the target with Ginola. Some of these players are getting business end of this match. Right now, there's still every chance to get back in there for Abdoubrown, but his start of the season has been a bit, well, there has been a bit of turmoil, I have to say, for the reigning champion.
Yeah, it's obviously tough. You know, you start as you're the reigning champion, you don't want to be to a really tough. But as a viewer, as a spectator, you've got to say it is absolutely fantastic to see this level of competitiveness throughout the tournament. We were saying, you know, it should be a fairly easy one for Abdoubrown, but it's not going to be at all. As Kylian Mbappe scores another, the Red takes a 2-goal lead. And in volleyball terms, my friend, that is called a break. He has found himself the leeway. He's found himself the space. Now, will he continue to go and get 3 points?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, for the Red, it is absolutely phenomenal. He hasn't played it yet this season. He hasn't played at all. So this is his first game. He's up against it. Luck of the draw. Your first game is on stream. Masters of the Day against the reigning champion Abdoubrown. And this is what he brings to the table. You have to say that the Red has given everything we hoped for and more. And here he goes with the ball over the top from his keeper into midfield. Yaya Toure not strong enough to get on the end of that. That says something. But of course, Kyle Walker, one of the men who has hit the gym quite frequently. An attempted through ball through the air, but Kyle Walker once again the man to deal with it. Abdoubrown needs to stop worrying about the timer though. You can't let it control your reasoning, but you do have to start hurrying up. Here we get to the final minutes of regular playing time, and then as the Red clears this out from the danger, take home the first 3 points, I'm pretty sure, because 2 goals in just 2 minutes, that's just too much, even for Abdoubrown.
Really is. The Red may be looking for another one though as the clock ticks down. This is the last chance of the game. Will he just run it out into touch? No, he's looking for another one. He wants the goal difference. Not going to get it there. The ball runs behind, and that will be the Red picking up the upset victory 5-3 over the reigning champion Abdoubrown. What a performance from the Red. We didn't expect that at all, but I guess that goes part and parcel with, you know, you're expected to, well, you're not expected to pick up the win, and he just went out there and performed really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Performed like a champion. This is something we didn't expect. It's rare to see such composure in a 20-year-old esports player when he's up against a veteran, up against who has taken the lead at some point, several points during the first half. But then in the end, in the second half, the Red just took over, took control of the match. And I have to applaud his stamina, his bravery, and of course, mental fortitude, because this was an absolute masterclass.
Yeah, 100%. From your opponent's score, and it can feel in the back. You see, you go 1 goal up, and then you see your opponent score, and it's going back and forth. And really mentally thinking, am I ever going to be able to just get clean free of this guy, or is he going to keep bouncing back? Well, the Red managed to find an opportunity, managed to go 2 goals up, and once that second goal had gone in and he found that light of day, that little bit of day he needed, he just started in the game.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal showing from both these players, we have to say, and I'm anxious to see what they can bring to the table in the second leg of this 2-legged affair. Let's see if the players are ready yet. Maybe I can fill us in. Another look at the statistics. Of course, for the Red, it's hard to look at any statistics. This was his first game played, 5 versus 3. I'll just fill that in. Sheet right there, but look at last season where he was 5th, and like I said, he had more points than number 6 FIFA, who was there in the pre-qualifier this season, barely missed out on placing, went into the lower bracket early on, did get through another round and survive the final shift. So in the end, at 59 points, 8 more than number 6. It was clear for him to be one of those players close to the top. He was always there throughout the season with a top 4 finish in sight, and then in the end he just barely missed out on it. From what you've seen here today, George, could he be one of those guys who makes top 4 this season?
Yeah, performing really well so far. You know, from the little we've seen, obviously we've only seen one from him. We've only seen 90 minutes of play. We're about to get to see the second 90 minutes. And for me, oh, hello, we're going in, we're going out. Let's get in. But either way, with this second 90 minutes, if he can do a similar performance over Abdoubrown, obviously that is we'll have to get on, because, you know, if you win 2 in a row again, which really presents a statement from the player and says, I'm not here to mess around this season, I'll win and take it all. But Abdoubrown, you've got to bet that he's going to want to bounce back here. He is, like you said, the reigning champion.
Absolutely. He had a bit of a struggling match. He set 2 wins against Sarah 09, but then it went awry against Vladil, a loss and a draw. And then we will be wanting to put things right as we are heading into the final half-hour broadcast tonight. Probably, unless we have some technical issues. Let's not jinx it, knock on wood. Here we go with the red once again on the ball, off the ball, over the top. Oh, in there was Lucio. You have already mentioned it. One of those phenomenal defenders who can do something for you at the back. And there we go, the red puts one in, close keeping. Ooh, gives it away. There we go, and the red pounces. And this time it's the red who opens up the scoring in this tie. Wow.
Uncharacteristic from Abdoubrown there, giving the ball away in position, but red taking full advantage to get himself the first goal of the game. Abdoubrown definitely going to want to come back after that, because you know that when you kind of FIFA, it's really frustrating and you're going to want to bounce back immediately. But the red looking to try and get control early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's bringing that confidence that he got winning it just the last match, 5-3. It was a confident win as well. It was a deserved win. It wasn't like he stole anything. It was... Oh, there we go. Abdoubrown puts it through and connects. Here he goes. The goal, the ball against just inside the post. Absolutely finishing on both ends. Both players having one big opportunity. Neither of them squandered it. And they are looking rock solid, the offensive end of the pitch.
They really are, and it came from that man, Yaya Toure. Not really the guy you to be popping up in those situations, but he did. A vital moment came goal for Abdoubrown as the red now building up the attack. João Cancelo gives it to Yaya Toure. Walker with a good tackle, and now looking and get the lead for the first time in the over. Not gonna be too dangerous for the red, but it was a good attempt nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. And now some of that possession play, some of that patience seems to have gone from both these players. Their play style, they're both a bit more direct, a bit more towards each other's throat. And I think on the side of the red, it's easily explained when you know that he's gotten that confidence booster in the first match, that he knows he can score a lot of goals against Abdoubrown. So that's the reason he's going for it so often. And here, once again, an unstoppable force, almost, I have to say, because somehow Abdoubrown manages to clear the danger, although no farther than the halfway line. And it's the red coming at him full force once again. 27 minutes played, the red with a chance perhaps to put himself in front once again.
Yeah, just holding onto the ball there. Well, Abdoubrown almost made the interception, but the build-up play in the midfield is strong from the red. We've seen it happen many times before. He likes to work it through the middle. Let's see if he can do it here. De Bruyne, nice bit of space here. Ginola with a nice bit of play. Ronaldo just wide of the post. You do not expect him to miss those, but that one will go down as a missed opportunity for the red. But good attempt at goal, and good build-up play as well, which is important to say, because coming up against these kind of players like Abdoubrown, often it doesn't, obviously it matters if you're clinical or not, but often the thing that breaks the game, which will win or lose you the game, is your chance creation. Can you make these chances happen? And he is making them happen, and he's made them happen over the course of this game and the last game. He's been getting plenty of chances.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, a non-Luxembourgish player in this matchup. Of course, I'm talking about Abdoubrown, who is French. Sorry, dropping the pencil here as I'm making another couple of notes of what is happening right now. However, score still tied at 1-1. Abdoubrown almost giving away possession, but that was a risky move, but a confident move as well, just skipping past the midfielder in a dangerous area. And right now he's trying to carve out another opportunity. Doesn't get the passing line cleared because the defending of the Red is absolutely phenomenal. And I gotta say, Luis Gaifas, the Red, from last season, getting 5th and just not making the playoffs. I think it's only fueled his hunger for titles. I think it's only fueled his hunger for a top 4 finish this season. Look at how he comes out of the gate.
Looking strong, aggressive, and certain that he is going to make this happen and get this win. Just no lack of confidence at all from the Red so far. Abdoubrown, though, so far in this game, just been losing out on possession in the attack and third. Just as we get into it, just being circled out, not really seeing too many options. You can see here the defending from Yaya Toure, maybe just a little bit of uncertainty from Abdou, as not really finding too many opportunities, not finding too many avenues to go down. And we might see some potential halftime tactics or player changes, because the Red is getting a lot of the ball, as we see a chance for Ronaldo, fakes the spin. I think it's the McGeady spin, actually cancelled that as the halftime whistle blows.
Yeah, great interception by Liverpool man Virgil van Dijk. You'll love to see it, both of us, I suppose. Abdoubrown having a tough time with this match. He did create a few chances, but he got more chances against him, I feel. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, it's a correct feeling, because expected goals for the Red in his favor with 1.3. So he did very well scoring that 1 goal. Although you have to say Abdoubrown, according to the game, shouldn't have expected to score. So it goes to show just how clinical he is, scoring from half a chance.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he gets his opportunity, he gets in there and he finds the finish. And that's how simple it can be for Abdoubrown at times. But for the Red, you know, we're seeing him get a little bit dominant here in this game with the chances made, and definitely with the ball in the attack and thirds, the Red looking way more likely to score going into the second leg. That being said, you've got to look at Abdoubrown and say, you know, he's the reigning champion. He is a very, very capable player, very talented player in potentially the prime of his career. We should be seeing him bounce back into this game, but the Red seems to have found a solution to defending against Abdoubrown so far. Will that continue going into the second leg, or will Abdou find the breakthrough?
Absolutely, yeah. And while I'm refreshing the page with the rankings, I'm seeing some of the results being filled in. So we see shadoow crawling up to 2nd place, but with a few games in hand, as opposed to number 1, Ivan Nilsson, who has played 2 more games than shadoow, while the Red distributes possession here in his midfield with a lofted ball over the top, reaching Ginola in the end with a little bit of luck on his side, reaches the line. Got a couple of options to choose from. Which one is he going to go for? It's the right one, because finally he gets on the end of that and he scores as well. I didn't see who that was. It's Ronaldo El Fenomeno. Ronaldo Luis Nazario de la Lima. And of course the Brazilian never going to miss from there, especially if there's no defender tugging his shirt or leaning into him with his shoulder. Of course, which you can do. Try and get them off balance. Oh, look at that ball over the top, but I think it's offside. Yeah, called back. It's only a couple of yards, but more than enough for the man to raise his flag. And Abdoubrown now, he needs to raise his flag of awareness, because right now he's only got 35 digital minutes left to play. That's about 10 minutes in real life, I suppose, not even, unless there's going to be a lot of pauses for tactical changes and substitutions. And Kunku puts it out wide, throw in favor of the Red, and almost an hour left. Almost an hour went by already. Don't blink your eyes, because this match might just be over soon. The Red is going to try and put it to bed early. He's going to have to score a few, because you know that Abdoubrown can always come back in it.
Yeah, the Red needs to get another one at least just to be comfortable. But we see here Abdoubrown looking to come forward with Kylian Mbappe. Who does he have to help him? Ronaldo running forward. It's a good run off his right shoulder from Yaya Toure. Lovely little ball fake. And it's just such an easy opportunity from there. He's done all the hard work with a fake shot and then just tucked it into the back of the net. It's Yaya Toure. It's Abdoubrown. It's 2-2 now. And as we have gone past that hour mark now, who is going to come forward and take the lead for, well, potentially the first time for Abdoubrown?
That was close enough. Too close for comfort, but Antwerp van Zar showing himself a man you can rely upon. Look at that ball over the top. Abdoubrown suddenly back in this match, suddenly has some of his confidence back. He had 7 points from 4 matches. He was looking solid. He was at a 4th place. After shadoow played his games today, he was in 5th. But right now, unless he takes a big win, he's going to drop down the ranks a bit after all the other guys have played, because 7 points from 6 games, that's just not enough. Although, you have to say right now, he's about to land on 8 points if the score stays like this. But I don't think the score is going to stay like this, because with 23 minutes left to play, and look at this solid play from the Red. Oh, that is very well done. Well, we can already conclude within a minute that I was right about not seeing any more goals. About definitely seeing more goals. But I have a feeling that both these players are going to show us a few more goals.
See, now for me, that is goal of the week. That was a beautiful bit of skill from Ginola with the double tap backwards on the right stick to get the little run into the other direction, the little ball roll. It's just absolutely wonderful. And the patience as well. The Red is just looking really, really good here. Abdoubrown defended it well up until the last second where that ball came across the box. But Abdoubrown, there's still time in this one for Abdou to get back in it, but the Red is looking like the more favourable opponent to go on to win this one. They're playing really well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely insane. We agree on something that he scored the goal of the week, although I will still go with that bicycle kick. But if it says enough that we both choose different goals from the same player as our goal of the tournament so far. So the Red is on absolute fire right now. He's looking red hot, and he's looking hot enough to take it against Abdoubrown. Once again, whips in across, connects, and there it is, 4 versus 2. You said it, he has to score one more to feel comfortable. He has to put that 2-goal cushion in there, and he does so. 15 digital minutes from time, so he's not safe just yet, but this certainly puts a lot of pressure and a lot of stress onto Abdoubrown. Let's see how the reigning champion handles it in the dying minutes of the game.
Oh, well, he's not handled it well. He's given the ball away. There is a chance to counter-attack here for the Red, but couldn't quite capitalise on the opportunity. Ginola all the way back defending for his team, doing his defensive duties. 12 minutes to go. Balotelli, can he have an instant impact? He's just come on as a sub. Gives it to Ginola. A little overlapping run from Gareth Bale, the end of an era card, can't do enough, and the Red comes down the other end. And when you throw bodies forward, what does that mean, Rene? There's not going to be many bodies in the defensive areas. Mbappe plays over the top, but well defended by Abdou.
Yeah, although in the end he does give you would have to think at least make it a throw-in, although some of these players have the strongest arms. They can make a throw-in look like a corner any day of the week. Although right now we are looking at a 2-goal cushion in favor of the Red. He's already won the first game 5 versus 3. Now he's up 4 versus 2. He has a corner left. Would you go for 5-2 from this corner, or would you maybe take it short, play it all the way back, and take some time away from the timer? Like most of the pros do. It's not the best to look at. So from the point of view of the Red, you might think like, I'm on stream, I have to entertain the viewers. Yeah. Or would you just go ahead and kill the game, kill the timer?
I think you've got to look at it from a competitive perspective. I feel like the Red is doing the 100% the right thing here. It's just playing it slow, slowing it down. I understand from a spectator's point of view, obviously you want the ball to go in, you want to see more goals, you don't want to see a player hang on to the ball any longer than necessary. But when you are coming up against this talented a player in Abdoubrown, a reigning champion of this tournament, might I add, you do need to be cautious. You need to, hang on to the ball. We saw it earlier today. We see players all the time, especially in FIFA Esports, not use that game management perfectly, not use that time management. And
we just saw it today in Quube, right?
Exactly, just that case.
Yeah, he had the 2-1 score. He wanted more, and then he got the lid on the nose. In the end, this one is the game where we do see just a 20-year-old, I can't stress it enough, Luis Caifas, the Red, play the game to perfection. He does exactly what we expected. The short corner takes it all the way back to his goalie, and that's that's such valuable minutes that you're chewing off of the timer. And right now, Abdou is going for it, but I don't think he really believes it anymore, because it's impossible to score 2 goals in 1 minute. And there we go. Abdou does get that ball off of the Red, but in the end it's not enough. The Red with 2 big victories, and just half an hour ago on the digital timer we were looking at a 2-2 scoreline, George.
Yeah, we were indeed. It was very close until that moment where the Red got that little goal, got that chance, got that opportunity, and then from there on it was a bit all in cruise control for the Red, really. It was in comfortable territory, and coming up against Abdoubrown, it was obviously going to be a tough task. It was obviously going to be a big ask for him to take even 1 win away, but to get 2, I think we need to talk about that and say, well, really, really well played by the Red.
Absolutely, yeah. I take my hat off for him if I had one on. Definitely showing that shows he's worth to keep an eye on him for the remainder of this season. And I definitely feel like, once again, like last year during the regular season, he's going to be either in that top 4 or near that top 4 every time we're going to have a look at the rankings. Although right now it won't be the case, obviously, because many players have played a lot more matches. But when everyone has played the same amount of matches at the end of the week, we're definitely going to see the Red in contention.
Yeah, 100%, and played really, really well up until, well, the entire game, to be honest. We saw Abdou come back plenty of times. We saw him capitalise on mistakes. We saw him make really creative opportunities of his own. But in the end, the Red just scored more goals. And coming into this game, we were saying the opposite. We were saying, well, Abdou last season had 4 average goals per game and conceded 2. So he definitely concedes goals, but he would always score more. But today, that came to bite him in the backside a little bit, and unfortunately couldn't score more than the opposition. Just, maybe we need to see Abdou look at his defensive parts, but the Red just performing above and beyond what we expected, and maybe that goes in part and the parcel with the Red performing really well and working his butt off screen in his own time.
Yeah, and we've seen it before. Players become champion, and all that hunger they had, all that eagerness to put time into the game. Of course, you're gonna want to celebrate your grand final summer. You're gonna want to celebrate with your family. You're gonna want to take some time off of the game to have that mental reset.
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, Abdoubrown is a little bit too relaxed right now as a reigning champion. However, as we said, a top 4 finish is enough to get your berth for the grand finals, and there's a lot of games left to be played during this season. Definitely thank you for casting today, George, and thank you all for watching out there, and definitely keep an eye out on our socials. And next week we're going to be here with a brand new set of matches for you. Of course, we've had shadoow versus MamelMu to just run down the scores. He managed to grab 2 big wins. Then we had, Quube versus Pharaon with a draw and a win. Big moments from him. Louis Lux versus X Fabinho, and that delivered on what we expected. But this last double matchup between Abdoubrown and the Red was absolutely sensational. 5 versus 3 and 4 versus 2 in favor of the Red. Actually, Abdoubrown so far not really loving life in Post Esports Masters Season 4 just yet. But George, will he be back?
Yeah, I think so. Surely you've got to be. It's been a great day. It's been some great matches, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next time I get to commentate on these matches for sure. Because it's been fun. We've seen some high level competition. We've seen comebacks. We've seen underdog wins. It's something that I like seeing more. So yeah, can't wait to be back by your side again commentating.
Absolutely, yeah. Big thank you to our sponsors as well. RIFT, Wild Creative Studios, Samsung, and of course, Post Luxembourg. Thank you all out there for watching. Thanks to our technical crew and everyone behind the screen doing their thing just as well as they have ever done. This is the 4th season of Post Esports Masters. Keep an eye on us on our website as well, because Clash Royale, Rocket League, and FIFA. And we'll be back next week, Saturday, with a brand new set of matches. Thank you all for watching, and see you then.
My boundaries, had to switch up the normal routine. She acting different cause my pockets obese. Yes, I'ma get money fiend when it come to the paper. I cannot let you in between. What can I say? I'm sorry, not sorry about losing feelings I had back in the day. She want me to stay now, too late now, too late. Yeah, had to upgrade from my regular ways. Shorty, she see that I'm on. Already
the leash and I'm breaking right out of the cage. She wanna hop on the wave. Told her to hop on my face. It's too late for that. The way you reacting, I don't need to find a place for that. Gave you a part of my heart, I wish I could take it back. Wish I could take it back, yeah. If we just face the facts, showing love is too late for that.
It's one hell of a life. No, we moving fast, so I'm taking my time. 23 like I'm Janice Prime. Put my money on you, baby girl, you would die. Ride for my brothers, know I'm dying for mine. Take my heart, I don't want it back. Like that last bitch left, but I got it back. And you know you nearly get a kid a heart attack. I'm just happy that I'm leaving with my heart intact. Big orange, big old chains, thick love frame and that big orange. Then I met you, shit ain't been the same. Like this pretty little thing got a hold on me and we be rocking. All this silky linen that be lining up my pockets. Know I'm good with you, fuck around and got it poppin'. All I want is you, I don't need no other options. I'ma hit the gas, put that shit in autopilot. And I'm riding with my baby, going stupid, going crazy. In the back of a Mercedes, getting money on the daily. Police wanna raid me, but there ain't shit that can fade me. Cause if you ain't my lady, then I'm screaming, fuck you, pay me. I was on the north side, now I'm sitting courtside. Center of the room, and you putting on a show.